Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John, that's my core and commentary Ashton, and this is the week in review. You know how we've been doing it the past 2 weeks, keeping the energy high. We just jump right in to conversations. I don't want to be a ball hog, though, because on one hand, I feel like you probably like when I open with something, and I do have something in the chamber, but I just want to check in with you if there was something you were really itching to talk about this week, and if you would like to get us started off.
Yeah, let's talk about my favorite match of the week. Actually, my match of the week, my favorite match of the week, however you want to phrase it. Swipe right, teaming with Jackson Drake and Bryce Donovan to take on the team of Ice Williams, Cappuccino Jones, Draco Knox, and Jack Cartwheel. 4-on-4 match that happened on Evolve this week. I fucking loved this match so much. This was fantastic. I loved it.
I agree with you. Since you initiated the conversation, though, I want you to say your piece. Who really stood out to you in this tag match, brother? Like, coming out of this, who are you like, that person or these people are going to be stars? And who do you really feel like didn't seize the moment in this match if you were underwhelmed by anybody?
I think that the person who impressed me the most in this match, like singularly, was probably just again coming back to Jack Hartwheel, just because like the unique offense. But really, I shouldn't even say that. That's not even necessarily true. I think I'm thinking too much like Vince McMahon. I think strictly in terms of like who I think is like ready, just put them on the main roster and have them in the mid card of every single week's worth of television and like on the pre-show or lower card of the occasional pay-per-view. That to me is Jack Hartwheel. Like the dude is main roster ready immediately. He'd get over so fast. He's literally just like a zestier Evan Bourne, and I've said this several times before. And Evan Bourne was like on the way to getting a main event level push before he got in trouble with the law over in I believe Japan or China for fucking synthetic weed. So yeah, give Jack Cartwheel the Raw or SmackDown slot and let him just get over and make you money. But in terms of this match specifically, I do think that the biggest standout for me personally was Brad Baylor. And that's not something I ever expected to say because when I first saw this dude, I was like, oh my God, fucking frat douche, generic vanilla indie midget wrestler. Like, no way. But my God, like, I feel like Swipe Right and Jackson Drake, all three of these guys really understand pro wrestling better than pretty much anybody who was trained exclusively by the WWE Performance Center, just in the sense that like they understand what it is to take care of your opponent. They understand both that in order for you to look good, your opponent has to look good, and also the idea that like you're protecting your opponent in a physical way, that like you're making sure that your opponent is staying safe, like whatever moves you're doing to them, you have to make sure that you're keeping them safe and stuff. And I think that all three of these guys do that really, really well. But Brad Baylor really stood out to me in this match specifically.
I will just say for my part, and that's why I wanted you to say your piece first, because I know you were really feeling this match when we watched it together. Ash and I have done a great job watching Evolve together every week, which definitely keeps me accountable, to watching it, because if I was on my own, let's be honest, I probably still wouldn't have touched episode 1 at this rate. Um, I'm huge on Swipe Right, though, as a tag team. I think they're fantastic. Just kind of link the chains up. We also know that they faced Fraxium on NXT this week. And that was incredible. I thought they looked fantastic. I think what
That's
I
the other
love
thing
about
about Swipe Right too is like they give like NXT revival grizzled young vets like really good tag team psychology when they
yes,
wrestle as well, and that's something else that I've really missed as well.
I agree with you 1,000%. And for my own side of things, because again, you and I just are in agreement about a lot, so I'm not going to retread that. I love, dude, and I realize in my older age as a wrestling fan, I love those gimmicks that perfectly synthesize like old school aesthetic or even just gimmick, but like new school wrestling. But even that's tempered just a little bit so that you remember the fundamentals, like fucking selling, which you and I have been repeatedly saying is a lost art. I feel like these guys actually sell because they recognize, one, they're smaller guys, and two, they're such like old school type heels. Like, really, again, it's not this overly complicated, you betrayed me and I tried to be honest and the fans rejected me, so screw them. No, it's, we're hot, you're not, cry about it. And sometimes that's all that's needed, right? Like, it's great. I love that these guys looked like they, grew up idolizing like Ravishing Rick Rude or Lex Luger when he had the narcissist gimmick and stuff like that. But they are smaller guys, but they sell like smaller guys. You're not going to see them eat like a power bomb and pop right back up. Like, I just
Yes.
love everything these guys are doing. Dude,
That's why I like this group so much. When I say this group, I mean specifically the two swipe right guys, Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes, and Jackson Drake, because I do think Jackson Drake has kind of a similar mindset to the other two guys, and I think that's why they fit so well together, because it really is like that old school mentality of like, I'm not just in this to make me look good. I am in this to make me look good, but I'm also in this to make sure that my opponent looks good, to make sure that my opponent's offense looks good, and to make sure that my opponent stays safe when I do offense as well. And I love that all three of these guys have that mentality, and they all do it so well and so consistently. And they do it in such a way that doesn't make it obvious, because, like, obviously keeping your opponent safe is important, but I think keeping your opponent safe while making it look brutal is something that is like a lost art, because like we love Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green's amazing, but we have seen instances where she has prioritize keeping her opponent safe over making her moves look good. And I would definitely prefer that if you have to choose one or the other, I would prefer you keep your opponent safe. But being able to do both is really where you get those unicorn wrestlers like. And again, it's tough to even mention this guy in a good light right now because of how much he's hated by the community. But John Moxley is fantastic at this. John Moxley is amazing at making it look like he is brutalizing someone while never laying a finger on them. And I think that that is a mentality that really needs to be adopted by everyone in pro wrestling. And again, if you can't make something look good while protecting your opponent, it's better that you protect your opponent than do something unsafe because it looks cool.
Again, you're speaking for both of us, really, because I agree with you completely. I could go on glazing swipe right, but let me just also acknowledge, I do also like Jackson Drake. I
Yes.
think he's great, got a great look. I
I
will say,
said this week, Jackson Drake to me is like, what if Johnny Gargano looked like a movie star?
yes,
Because he
yes.
does. Like he wrestles like Gargano, less self indulgent. He doesn't kick out of fucking everything, and he's not like, you know, lining up everything, making it seem like everything that he does is like the biggest deal. But um, he has a way better look to me than Gargano. Like Gargano's like 5'8", and he looks kind of dweeby. Jackson Drake looks like the lead singer of the All American Rejects with a beard.
Yeah. I do want to spotlight too, Jack Hartwheel, because I even said to you when we were watching this tag match, like, I think Hartwheel has a bright future regardless, but it's a shame he didn't come around when 205 Live was a thing, because I told you, like, he absolutely would have been a cruiserweight champion on that show.
Yeah,
And I think he would have been like a headliner on that show. I would have loved him versus Pac in his King of the Cruiserweights era. I
yeah.
think that match could have fucking ate. So, yeah, and again, I have to say about Cartwheel, it's really amazing that you could do the stuff he does, where I feel like we've seen it 1,000 times, but it feels fresh when he does it, which the only other person I could say that about right now is like a Phoenix type, which, believe me, we will get to Phoenix later in the show. Jesus
Oh my
Christ, is that
God,
dude maximizing his
yes,
minutes? Oh my
yes.
God. We got to glaze
He
him hard
Do you
later.
know what's interesting about Phoenix? And I am just going to tangent really quickly before getting back to the point at hand, and we will talk more about Phoenix later.
Yeah.
He came out to very little reaction this week, and by the end of the match, he had the whole crowd behind him. Like the crowd is learning to love Phoenix, even if they don't instantly know to love him. They're learning to.
Yes. Yes. And I think Jack Hartwheel is a guy that maybe would start with no pop, but he is so exciting to watch, and his shooting star press is gorgeous. I mean, my God, the things this guy does is pristine. Bryce Donovan, I really wasn't feeling until the Black Hole Slam finish, which
Yeah,
commentary actually did call a Black whole
And they
slams.
even said shades of former TNA. Did they say champion or superstar Abyss?
I think superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. I have to say, man, the more I think about that tag match, the more I think you were right from the jump when you said Ice Williams was the least impressive in this tag match.
And I
Uh,
like Ice Williams' look. I think he has a really interesting look.
yes,
But like, I
yes,
can't help but feel like you use the last name Williams, and like, sure, that's like a common last name in the real world, but this is pro wrestling, and not only is this pro wrestling, but like, you are under the WWE umbrella, so there's always going to be comparisons made. Like, if somebody came in with a last name like what's a common last name of somebody in the main event scene? Rollins. Like, if someone came
yeah,
in named like, I don't know, fucking Andrew Rollins, we would be like, oh, is this dude related to Seth? Is this dude like gonna, is Seth like a mentor figure of his or something? And so naturally, someone comes in named Ice Williams, and it's this shredded, cut up black dude with dreads, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's something going on here with him and Trick. And really, based on his look, he looks like he could be like Trick's younger brother.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. And I don't know. I want to believe about Ice Williams that he's one of those guys that we're sleeping on now, but he taps into something later and we're like, oh my God, he found it.
Yeah,
Because I agree with you about the look. The look is great. I just found the in ring for what we saw to be underwhelming.
yeah. Well, and that's the
Um,
thing too, is like that could also be a symptom of just not getting a ton of time. Like, we always talk about maximize your minutes, but when you only get 1 or 2 minutes, there's only so much you can do. Like, maybe this match wasn't really meant to be about him so much as it was meant to be about Cappuccino and Cartwheel and the other guys.
I I just I also want to take too about Draco Knox. Over or under 30%, we have a run in between him and Sheamus at some point in one of their careers. Cause
You know
like,
what? I think 30% is right on point. I wouldn't necessarily bet on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if WWE went there just because they're both these like big, you know, big
kind of ginger
muscly.
brawlers.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, like,
If Draco was Irish, I would put it at 90%. But because
yeah.
he is American, I don't think it's like a set in stone thing.
It's like, oh my God, American Sheamus. But he was okay too. I actually like some of the stuff because I think he did the Oklahoma Stampede in this match.
Yeah,
That I was
yeah.
like, oh wow.
He did some pretty cool power stuff. You know, my thing though with him is that he is on the small side for a power guy.
Yes, yes.
Like, he is, I want to say he's only like 6'1" ish. Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. I googled him. He's listed at 6'3", which in WWE is still small for a power guy. If he was 6'3", 290, I'd be like, okay, sign me up. But he's 6'3", 240, which, like, you're smaller than Drew, you're smaller than Orton, you're smaller than Priest, and none of those guys are like power guys.
Yes.
So, like, how am I going to believe you overpowering these guys that aren't even power guys when you're smaller than them by quite a bit?
I also want to say too, and I'm not going to get too deep into Javaris' comments because I'm liking this pace right now, and I want us to stay on message. But he did
I do
mention,
appreciate though everyone in chat saying things about like, what do you guys want to hear about, because you're helping us remember things that happened this week and you're inspiring us to want to talk about this stuff. So we do
because
appreciate
believe me,
that.
the stuff that Javaris has mentioned, especially, I know
Yeah.
for a fact we're going to get to that. It's just, we're very spontaneous with this. We don't really like plan it out because this is very free flowing is
I
the term
just
I would
wanted
use.
to talk about this first because this was at the top of my mind. Evolve was my favorite show this week.
Interesting. Yeah, and I wanted to give Ashton the ball this week because I've taken the ball the past 2 weeks, and like I feel like I'm good at setting the tone, but I want to give him a chance too because I know what I wanted to talk about, and we'll get to that later. But yeah, he did mention Javon in one of his messages, and I did just want to mention to stay on point. Jackson Drake was in a tag team with Javon at one time, so I also wonder if Jackson Drake and Javon could ever cross paths one day,
Yeah.
like with these guys just at different stages of their career. That could also be really interesting. So
Yeah,
yeah.
apparently they were tag team champions in two different promotions. Uh, the tag team was called the Wrestling Prodigies.
Nice, nice.
Jay Malachi and Jackson Drake, and yeah, they were the Wrestling Prodigies, and they were tag team champions in a promotion called Firestar Pro Wrestling, which is kind of funny because that's like Fire Pro Wrestling is like the video game, and
Yeah.
also Premier Wrestling Federation. So they were tag champs in both of those feds. And the Firestar Pro Wrestling, they held the tag titles for almost a year, so they
Yeah.
were very dominant tag team champions there.
Yes, yes. I just feel like that's also an interesting thread. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't have much more to say about the tag match. I did like that the heel team with Swipe Right won.
Yeah.
Um, if you have anything you want to say, I know what else I would want to talk about
No,
from
let's
both.
move on
Like,
to your stuff, dude.
okay. Well, when we start with a show, there is still a bit of like anal retentiveness to me, so I always like to finish with the show. So I want to talk about Callie
Hell,
Armstrong if we're
dude,
talking about
I
her
was
both.
legitimately torn between whether I wanted to talk about the Swipe Right stuff or the Callie Armstrong stuff first. So I'm glad that you're bringing it up because I that would have been the next thing I brought up if you didn't. So I'm really glad that you're bringing it up.
That is kind of my only rule. Like, I like that our conversations are free form, but if we're going to a particular brand first, I really like to exhaust that brand. This way we don't
Yeah.
zigzag too much.
Yeah,
So,
Callie Armstrong is a fucking stud. And I don't
dude,
mean like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to gender bend anything. I'm not saying stud like hot guy. I'm literally saying stud like a stud prospect. Like she is a fucking 5-star prospect. She is like she can do anything. She can talk, she has charisma, she has a great look. She's a freak athlete, she's strong as hell. She's solid in the ring. She can sell already given how little experience she has. She is like the one. She's next.
I agree with you 95%. I do think the weakest joint in her game is the talking. And even with that, I want to put a caveat and say, I think she's got the catchphrases, like she's got the packaging with the talking, with like the I'm different and stuff like that, but she doesn't feel comfortable with it yet. I'm waiting for it to sound more natural from her to me. I will say though, from an in-ring standpoint, what a fucking beast. I've said to you now 2 weeks straight, and I'm going to keep saying it. I want to see this woman go on like a Hall of Pain Mark Henry-esque character where she is hurting people because she is a force. I'll tell you, I already dug her, but the moment in her match with Danny Palmer this week that made me think, oh yeah, she's the real fucking deal, was when she scaled the ropes for the throw on Danny, and
She
she
jumped
scaled him
up in
perfectly.
one leap, didn't she?
I believe she did, yeah. And she did it so fluidly and just so instantaneously. I'm like, oh yeah, she's got the juice. She's
The
got the
thing,
fucking like
yeah,
that's legit shit.
it's funny
Um,
because people, I think one of the commentators, I don't remember which, said that she could be like the next Bianca Belair, but like I don't know, I think Callie brings a very different type of energy to the table from Bianca. I
yes.
think like Bianca was a very like celebrated athlete, and she brought like with her, it was always very like I don't know, it was very sort of like um God, I don't know how to describe it, but Bianca, it just feels different with Callie. And I'm not saying it feels better or worse. I'm just saying it feels very different. Callie feels more um powerhouse. Bianca never really gave powerhouse vibes. We know that she's insanely strong, but I never got powerhouse vibes from Bianca, you know?
Dude, I'll say too, and again, I don't want to be like a broken record on this. What I liked about Bianca, even from the jump, even when she was still very green, you could tell that she had like an air of confidence about her immediately.
Yeah.
And like, I think she had a very innate charisma. Whereas Callie, again, like, I know I'm so fixated on this Mark Henry parallel, but I think Callie's mic work
Dude, it's
could
funny you
really
keep
be.
saying Mark Henry because you know who I got vibes of more from Callie?
Who?
Monty Brown.
I mean, with that pounce, I don't blame you. I mean, that pounce is
And
fucking
even like
sick.
wearing like the fist gloves like Monty used to wear, like yeah, like Callie's giving me the alpha male Monty Brown vibes for sure.
You know what? That doesn't conflict with me either because I don't think either Mark Henry or Monty Brown were known for like their long promos. I think Callie is a soundbite type promo.
Yes.
Like I think you have her
Wait,
talk a
did you
little bit of
say? I think
trash.
you might have said Callie Brown, but yeah, Callie
Well, I
Armstrong.
meant I meant Callie. Obviously, I meant
Yeah,
Callie Armstrong. What I'm saying is Monty or Henry. They were never known for their long promos.
yeah,
But no, Callie Armstrong is a soundbite type promo.
yes.
Just talk your trash. Again, the I'm different thing. I think that can work. it's still in my mind being kind of field tested a little bit, but I mean, I like it. I want more of a growl when she says it. I want her to say it with her whole chest. I'm different, like really assert that dominance. I'll give Danny Palmer her flowers too. She bumped her ass off for this.
Yes, I
She
don't
was, yeah.
like giving Danny Palmer credit for just about anything, but we cannot deny talent where it exists. And my
Yeah.
God, Danny Palmer is also a fucking freak in her own right. That woman is athletic as fuck. I don't know if she has the same kind of strength that Callie does, but holy fuck is Danny Palmer athletic. Like, it is unbelievable to me.
I'm telling you, man, like women's wrestling continues to just eat. And then
Like Danny Palmer is like, okay, take ODB as your template and
yeah,
just give her Casey Catanzaro level athleticism, and you have Danny Palmer.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
also add in Casey Catanzaro's brain because she's kind of a dumbass too.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean that pounce, Danny sold it like death. Callie's looking fantastic. Gets on the mic, says I'm coming for the whole division, and I'm gonna be the Evolve Women's Champion. So again, we hear that belt talked about. She calls out Chantel Monroe, who was in the VIP section.
Yeah, we like
Chantel's
Chantel
like,
as well here.
yeah, like, and Chantel's just like, why are you talking to me? Like, I didn't do shit. And then Kendall comes out. I love Kendall Gray. And
She's my
then
favorite. She is Kendall is my favorite woman in all of Evolve, even over Zeta Steel, who we've loved since before Evolve existed. Kendall is
yes,
number one for me. Zeta is number two. Wendy three.
yeah, yeah. And then Brinley Reese came out. Wendy Chu, unfortunately, did not come out. But honestly, I like that because she is more of a supernatural gimmick. It would feel weird if she just came out to me amidst all these like women arguing. I think she's going to pick her spot. I would love if Wendy Chu was the inaugural women's champion, her or Kendall Gray. But honestly, if Callie were to do it,
Yeah,
you could do worse. You could do a lot
Callie would be
worse.
a fantastic inaugural champion for sure.
Definitely, definitely. I gotta be honest though, man. I think that's really all from Evolve that I was like really jazzed about because I really don't
Okay.
care about Javier Bernal and
No, yeah, that match was mid.
I really don't know anything else that happened. So, do you mind? Do you mind if we move on to like the thing that I initially wanted to talk about?
Go for it.
Okay, I really want to talk about Lyra Bailey from Raw. I
Oh, that's
fucking,
interesting. Okay.
I fucking love this match, dude. I feel like this was a match that Lyra needed. I feel like it's been her best match since winning the Intercontinental title, and I will go as far as to say I think it's been one of her best matches in her main roster tenure, and that's saying something because her and Io always cook. I'm
Yeah.
not saying this match was better than those matches, but I feel like Lyra's needed another banger. For me, I love the back and forth. I love the counter wrestling in this. I thought the finish of Lyra rolling out of the rose plant and getting just a crisp, clean fucking jackknife pin was fantastic. And then I didn't watch SmackDown, but I watched the YouTube clips. So seeing them run the table in the gauntlet, starting it and ending it and winning it, they're telling a really unique story with Lyra and Bailey. I get low key Christian Orton feud vibes. Just in the sense of you get really good in ring matches, and this one person's frustrated that they may not be able to beat the other one. Because Bailey definitely got frustrated with Lyra after that match on Monday. And I'm curious if we're going to turn Bailey heel maybe at Mania. But I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I really did think that Alexa and Nikki were going to win. So I am surprised that they didn't, especially because, Liv pinned Alexa in Chamber using Bianca's braid, and there was a whole thing there, but I guess they don't want to revisit that story. And yeah, I love the match. I love where this feud's going. And yeah, I just want to say again, women's wrestling continues to fucking dominate. So very proud of both women this week. I thought they killed it. What did you think of this match, man? Just check in with you real quick.
Yeah, I honestly I watched it, but I didn't really have any like outstanding thoughts about it. I just thought it was a good ass match, as you would expect between these two women. I'm glad though that it moved you so much. That's really cool.
Dude, I loved it. I can't wait for the rematch. Like, I see that is my one, like, how can I put this? I wish WWE, and this would really be for both women and for men, I wish they would do more unique match types. Because I'm watching these two, and I'm watching how they ran the gauntlet and the tag gauntlet, and I'm watching how back and forth they were in that singles match, and I'm like, man, I'd love a 30-minute Iron Woman match between those two. But you don't really see matches like that very often. I wish, I don't know. It's always like a street fight or last man standing or a ladder match. It's like, we have a lot of different match types out there. Dig into that bag, homie. Dig into that bag. But yeah, if they would want to run this back for the second Evolution show, whenever that's going to fucking happen, I would love that. If they want to do it sooner, I would love it. I definitely just want to see these two interact again. So I definitely wanted to touch on that. But now I've kind of put us in the Raw territory. I know everybody wants us to talk about NXT. I kind of am like, maybe we'll just talk about that last. But let's scour Raw and see, is there anything from Raw that you wanted to talk about? Anything that really grabbed you from Raw this week?
Do we have to talk about Raw?
I mean, like I said, I would like if we stuck to a show, if we started with one. But if you're okay zigzagging, I mean, I guess I'm fine with that. But we would just have to keep up with things that we're talking about, because I feel like if we start on a show, we should just kind of
Well,
look
I
through
was
that
just
show.
thinking because you talked about Bailey and Lyra on Raw, so wouldn't it make sense to transition to talking about their performance on SmackDown?
I mean, that's also fair. I did kind of touch on it, how they started and ended the match, and they went through every team, including the Secret Harvest.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
that
what did you
that
think about that
that
gauntlet?
exchange too between the Bailey Lyra team and the Secret Harvest, I thought was fantastic.
Yes, that was really well
There were
done.
several times in that match that they really got a fake out where people were really, including me, buying into the idea that maybe the Secret Harvest would actually take it. But I always knew in the back of my mind it had to be Bailey and Lyra just because they already had beef with Liv and Raquel.
Yes. Yeah, I think a lot of people knew once Bailey and Lyra were officially in it, it was going with them. Uh, Lyra even had a fun. Now this is before the gauntlet, but she had a funny tweet like after the Raw match, and Bailey like brought her back in, and they hugged and they raised hands because they knew they were going to be teaming on Friday. But there's a point where Bailey's staring at the title, so I really do have to wonder how that women's tag match is going to go. It would be funny, dude, if they actually had Bailey and Lyra win the women's tag titles, and you pull kind of a Cena Michaels, because Cena and Michaels up to WrestleMania 23, they won the world tag titles at one point.
Yeah,
But for Shawn, it was always about the WWE Championship. It's fucking
yeah,
Shawn Michaels. So it'd be funny if it was the same thing with Bailey. Like, I've already been women's tag champion, and Lyra's talented, but like, I want another shot at the women's intercontinental title. So I almost wonder if they're going to win just to use those championships as a narrative mechanism to get Bailey and Lyra back in the ring together for the intercontinental title instead. So I don't know. Preview prediction is going to be very interesting because right now I'm leaning to Bailey and Lyra beating Liv and Raquel for the titles. But
yeah. I can definitely buy that for sure.
yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Um, Rough though for the rest of the women's tag division. I mean, Bailey and Lyra owned all of them. Again, you start the match and you end it. You beat every single team. Um, Definitely felt bad for Michin because I think she really wanted her and BFAB to work. I know they're doing this story with Maxine and Natalia, and Natalia wanted the tag, and Maxine was like, "No, I can do this," and she couldn't. Spoiler alert, she got pinned. But I guess it happens. And so yeah, it was a very interesting gauntlet match. So there was that. I'm gonna scan Raw real quick, see if there was anything else. I mean, speaking of women, fucking Io, Rhea, and Bianca keep doing stuff. And I feel so bad for Io because I'm hoping she's not getting slept on. But I think that's kind of the point, is that they're underestimating her and she's going to sneak out and get the win. But I don't know. Bianca and Rhea just continue to have this tension. What did you think about this segment? Because I know you're a big fan of all three women.
Yeah, I thought this segment was fantastic. Actually, this was the contract signing, right?
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. I thought this was great. I thought Bianca did a fantastic job here. I hate the crowds are booing her when it's literally just she's literally just standing up for herself at this point. Like she knows her value, she knows her worth. She won the Elimination Chamber, and she's getting booed for winning a singles match at WrestleMania. It's ridiculous. Um, but yeah, I love that. Like even when Rhea started wanting to like talk her shit to try and justify why she deserves to be in the match, Bianca was like, girl, shut up. Give me the contract, sign it, and you got what you wanted. Now sign it. I want you in the match. She said, I want you in the match. Like she's done. She wants to beat Rhea's ass at this point.
Yeah.
I think yeah. While Io is my favorite of these three, I've definitely soured a little bit on Rhea because of the way that she has been written throughout this feud. She's definitely been coming off like a spoiled brat for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bianca's been fantastic throughout the whole thing, and I fucking hate that crowds are turning on her simply because she correctly feels entitled to a singles title match at Mania after winning the fucking elimination chamber. Like, and she didn't want to be a referee, and Pierce made her anyway. And like, yeah, it's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
But that, like, all jokes aside, because really, if I have any qualms with Bianca, it's with more the Jade and Naomi story, which I am loving. But no, like, whatever my like jokey, fun, heel John, whatever thing I'm having with Bianca, in terms of this story and Bianca in the context of this story, she has all of my sympathy. I mean, she's been better than me because I'd be like, wait a minute, what the fuck did I do the elimination chamber for if I wasn't even going to get a one-on-one match anyway?
Yeah.
And everybody wants to act like I'm the pro. Did you go through the elimination chamber? Oh, you just watched it. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'd be abusive, dude, for real. Like, I'd be ripping heads off. But I will say, I think this has given Bianca a great opportunity because I have been loving her story times with Bianca Belair on TikTok. Oh
Yes.
my God, that's been so good. See, this is why I'm not averse to social media integrating with pro wrestling storytelling. If you know how to use it, I think Bianca's figured out how to use TikTok seamlessly within her stories. Because if she wanted to have kind of these side chats with us as the audience to be like, yo, this was the shit I was in this week. Isn't that crazy? I'd be like, yeah. Because, like, I don't know. I love it. Um, the Rhea character is a bit disappointing. I thought it could have been really fascinating as a woman that like thought she had friends, but now she's personally come to the perception that she doesn't. But that's not really what this is about. She feels more aggrieved about the championship and is acting very entitled about it. And then Io's just like, I just want to fight somebody. Like, I'm the fucking champion.
Io
Let me
just wants
fight somebody.
competition. Yeah.
Exactly. This triple threat from an in-ring standpoint should definitely fucking cook. But I know you said to me that Bianca and Rhea, they want to continue their story after Mania. And I know you even had the idea maybe Io pairs off with Asuka. I would love that idea. So I'm definitely on board with you for all of that. And that's it for the women portion because I don't know if women did anything else really significant on Raw. Let me ask you this question, partner. So I'm actually very curious to get your thoughts. I'm just going to give my brief comments, but I want you to kind of, if you can, as much as you can, to give your thoughts on this segment. I love Jay and I'm happy for him, but this promo didn't hit for me. What did you think about what he did with Gunther this week?
I thought this was his best promo in this entire build-up, personally.
Interesting. Okay, so walk us through your thought. Like, what did you like about this?
I love the tone of it, honestly. That was my main thing, was I love that it was like it started out very somber and down to earth and low key, and he built it up to really be meaningful. I loved that.
I could see that. It seemed like he was a bit uncomfortable to me at times, like doing this promo. Like, not that he felt like the material was bad or anything, but more like finding his footing. Maybe that's just me. I don't know, man. Maybe it's one of those things where Jay really has these WrestleMania jitters, but I don't know. Commentary really sold the promo well. Gunther, to his credit, sold the promo well because he starts from laughing at Jay to being like, oh. So I kind of overstepped, huh? Like, I thought I was going to psych him out. I think I just accidentally locked him in. Fuck. So Gunther, I thought was great. This wasn't like atrocious mic work by any means. I don't know. I just think I was looking for maybe something a bit more. Maybe it's one of those things where like I think the problem's with the performer, and the problem is more just I just didn't like it. And it's just more about my taste. It's not even that he did anything wrong. I just don't think it was what it was what I was looking for. But I'm still excited for their match too. I mean, I'm excited for Jay to potentially be a champion if he wins. I mean, Gunther could retain for all we know. We don't know. So wanted to check in with you on that. I'll tell you something that I think you and I are both happy about. Um, this guy that everybody's alleging is Chad Gable, El Grande Americano. He's getting a fucking match with Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. That should be fun, dude. I really hope that isn't a kickoff. If they even want to make that the curtain jerker for night one, I think you could do far worse as far as openers go. I think those two could cook if you give them 10 minutes even. Um, are you looking forward to that match? Or are you just like, yeah, it should be good? Like, how are you feeling about the whole story so far?
I'm a little bit worried that Americano's actually going to win.
I definitely think he's going to win. Yeah, because
Oh,
that was the
you're
whole.
just expecting it.
I'm definitely just expecting it. Yeah, because I
Wow.
mean that was the whole point. I mean, again, like Gable was like, oh, I need to learn how to beat every luchador, and then this guy shows up and luchadors that I feel like Gable would have lost to. Now he's able to beat. I think him beating Ray would be, especially at a WrestleMania, that would be huge. And again, we really believe this might be the year that Gable wins a singles title. So he gets a win here. I think that really makes it far more likely. I don't necessarily like it in this current climate politically, because we know, or we should know, everything that's happening with ICE and just rampant illegal deportations and everything. Like, it's a horrifying time. I mean, that there's no other way to say it. And so we have talked about, because we are a political podcast that just so happens to talk about pro wrestling and other pop culture stuff, that culture is inextricably linked with politics. That if you have a guy that you bill is from the Gulf of America, which was a whole Trump thing, beat a guy who is a Mexican national treasure, I don't know if the optics of that are really attractive on that front, but it's hard for me because I know you and I just love fucking Chad Gable, right? And so, like, I want to be happy for him that he's getting this singles push. It's difficult. It's difficult. And I say that because, we found this out because they had a 6-man tag where American Made and El Grande Americano beat the LWO, which was Dragon Lee, Joaquin Wild, and Cruz del Toro. Joaquin Wild and Cruz del Toro, by the way, who are still lighting it the fuck up. I mean, there was a time I was not a Joaquin Wild fan at all. That dude does some crazy shit in this fucking tag team. He is definitely in his goddamn bag when he goes out there and he does the shit that he does. But yeah, I mean, this gimmick, they're kind of going with it. But I know you and I, the past few weeks, we've said it's just concerning how much media that you and I consume, particularly in the pro wrestling sphere, seems to be tilting to the right. And we just find it noxious. But in this case, it's a bit complicated again because I love Chad Gable and I know we're both fans of the guy. So I don't really know what you do with that. Is there anything else you want to say about that before I kind of look at any other potential things to really talk about with this?
Nope.
Um, don't really want to talk about the IC title scene. Penta beat Dominic Mysterio. We know it's going to be a 4-way at Mania. They continue to tease tension with Finn and Dom. I already know my idea for that match. Really, the highlight of this though was Braun came out and he speared Carlito, Dom, and I think Penta. His spear on Carlito was an all fucking timer. I mean, Braun's fucking stacked. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Um, oh, I know what I want you to talk about, brother, if you wouldn't mind, since we're kind of clearing out Raw. Because I know you and I are both loving this guy right now. What did you think? And walk me through your thoughts on Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. This was a really good segment. I love that, like, when Seth started trying to, like, both proverbially and physically poke the bear, like trying to, like, physically provoke CM Punk to come out by attempting to, like, gradually escalate physical violence on Paul Heyman. Heyman tried to stand up to Seth, and he, like, grabbed him by the collar and pulled him in, and he said, get your damn hands on, or stop putting your hands on me, or whatever he said. I forget the exact wording, the phrasing exactly, but uh, Seth did not flinch at all. He smiled, and then he grabbed Paul Heyman by the face and shoved him into the corner, and that was what triggered Punk to come out. I loved that sequence. That was fantastic. I
Yeah, and
also,
and
I,
yeah,
I also love that Seth pointed out that Heyman is so convinced that Roman Reigns and CM Punk both love him, and how wrong he is about both of them because of the fact that CM Punk abandoned Heyman and Roman abandoned Heyman. Like, they both abandoned. Like, Roman abandoned him with the rest of the family, with Solo, and didn't come to his rescue when he was getting assaulted. Punk left him a decade ago, whatever. I wish Seth would have brought up the night that Heyman asked Punk to let him go with him, and he didn't.
yeah,
That would have been, I feel like that's the killing blow on any faith that Heyman could have had on Punk really being his best friend. Because realistically, if Punk really cared about you, he would have protected you there, and he didn't do shit.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about a parallel to that, when you think about Naomi and Sasha, right? Like they stuck by each other. They were a package deal when they left and did what they had to do. And so you can't tell me that Punk could have done the same. So like, yeah, it's crazy when you think about it. It's really crazy when you think about it.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
feel like this was a really strong segment, and it actually altered my prediction for who's going to win the triple threat.
let me ask you a follow-up question. Because I try and steer from fantasy booking, so it's not necessarily about that. I have been hearing from certain people, like on WrestleSky and other places, that they feel like Heyman's going to align with Seth Rollins. Do you think there's any credence to that rumor after this? Because
I
I definitely
do.
do.
I do think there is credence to it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Seth Rollins right now is running away with my best talker of the year.
I think it's
Um,
him and Punk in a two-man race, honestly.
Yeah, Seth would love to hear that. Yeah, no, he's. I love that he has an axe to grind. You can't even say that he's wrong, and he does it so goddamn well. Yeah, I really, I'll tell you, when you talk about a guy who I'm really excited to see what he does post Mania, it's Seth Rollins, and I'll even go one step further. Depending on how the draft goes, if I would be cool with any main roster guy beating Cody for his world title, provided he even keeps it after Mania, which that's still up in the air. You know, you'll get our thoughts next week, guys, for preview predictions. But say in a world where Cody retains and you don't want to immediately go to like, oh, is Dwayne going to beat him for it? I think Seth would be a great main roster guy to beat Cody because he is such a great promo right now. He's still fucking delivering in the ring. Seth is hot right now. I think the kind of hot where you really have to wonder, do we put a world title on this guy again? And I would be a yes vote personally. I think he is cooking right now. Um, but I think that's gonna be all of Raw because there was other stuff, but again, we really just want to keep it to stuff that we want to talk about. So now I'll leave it to you, brother. Do you want to go back to SmackDown and kind of do the rest, or do you want to just rip the band-aid off and get to NXT? Because I know we got people chomping at the bit for NXT.
Can we
So I'll
please
leave
talk
that to
about
you.
NXT? I wanted to talk about NXT after Evolve, and you like kind of took us in the Bailey direction, so I just want to get to NXT.
All right, fair enough. Let us get to NXT. And since you want to take us to NXT, brother, what do you want to talk about first from NXT?
Let's there's too much in my opinion to talk about, so let's just rip the band-aid off. Let's talk about Dark State versus Oba, Trick, and Javon.
Oh, I mean, Shaquan Sugars, am I right?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Saquon is a special
Saquon Sugar,
talent.
yes. Saquon Sugars. I mean, I said on the Discord, I got a fucking sweet tooth because Sugars is the real goddamn deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, that's my soundbite. You go ahead. Fuck.
Yeah, no, he is I when I just first saw him, there have been a couple of instances prior to this match where I've been like, ooh, where I've like seen him doing little things like crouching in a situation where everyone else was standing, or just like little movements that he would do that got me to be like, oh, this guy knows how to be different. This guy knows how to stand out in a crowd. And then this match happened, and I'm like, oh, it's way more than just that. He's
Yes.
actually special. He's like he's like Swerve special as far as like someone that just straight up moves differently and is sort of unprecedented in that way. Um, yeah, we've seen one match of this guy, and immediately I think we can both say that we are fans immediately.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, the crazy thing is, like I know you love your singles matches because it helps you to feel like you can get a better idea of who someone is as a performer. This was a six-man tag. You got to see one third of who this guy is, and already we are both huge fans of this guy. He is fantastic. And yeah, man, this was a huge coming out party to me, at least for Saquon Sugars. I really didn't feel like um, what was the guy's name? Um, oh, fuck.
It was
Not Osiris Griffin, who was not in the match at all. And obviously, we already know we love Dion Lennox, the other guy. Cutler James. He did not stand out to me at all, to the point that obviously I didn't even remember his fucking name.
Yeah.
Cutler James does absolutely nothing for me so far. I don't want to act like he never will. I don't know him, but just from a talent evaluation standpoint, he didn't stand out to me. Um, we love Dion Lennox. I wish we still had his like Clark Kent Superman gimmick. I loved that, but
Yeah.
we're gonna be fine. But man, knowing how much we already loved Dion Lennox, Saquon Sugars was absolutely the standout of this match. He was fantastic.
Sugars
And
was
again,
a
I also have to point out this is another guy. Apparently, he was like Javon Evans' mentor in DPW when he was Jay Malachi.
oh, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. No, dude, I want to get back to Sugars in a second, just so that I give Dion some love. My favorite spot in this, he did a double A spine buster that I thought was impeccable. I'm like, Dion, from an in ring standpoint, he actually has that Triple H Robert Roode factor, and that I think a lot of his stuff looks very snug. But the difference is, I think he's got far more personality than either of those guys,
Who's this
and
now you're
that's where I
talking
think he's good.
about? Sugars.
Dion Lennox,
Lennox.
because I said I was gonna get back to Sugars, but I just wanted to give Lennox some love. So I feel like he reminds me of Triple H and Rude in the sense that the stuff he does looks very good, but I think he's got more personality than either of those guys, and I think
Right.
that's what's gonna take him a lot farther for me. I really, really like him. Sugars, though, again, what a beast. What a fucking stud. Like, yeah, I'm excited about that dude. That dude, you get out of bed to watch. You're like, hey, we got a Sugars match on. Do you want to watch it? Fuck yeah, I do. Fuck yeah, I do. What a stud. Yeah, Dark State's working for me. And really, that's a huge testament because, we lived through the era of the Shield. You think when you see something like that, nothing can really top it. But this did. This did. Well, not that this did, or this has the potential to be on that level to me. It gives me the same energy of excitement when the Shield would come out. Like, oh man, what's Darkstay gonna do? What havoc are they gonna wreak?
Yeah.
This was great. And really, I gotta say too, credit to Williams, Oba, and Javon, because I love how things broke down between Williams and Oba, and Javon, who again, much like Io in her feud, is treated like the third goddamn wheel. And
Yep. We've
like,
made
don't.
parallels to this before, and I think that both of the third wheels are going to win their matches. I think Io retains, and I think Javon's winning that damn title at Stand and Deliver. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, honestly, at this point, like, I think Io could survive not winning, but I do agree with you. I feel like Javon has to win here because he has been so disrespected. It's like, if you really want everybody to buy him as a main event guy, he has to show these guys up here because the way they just left him to die, I'm like, what the fuck are you people doing? Because, yeah, Trick and Oba start going at it. They brawl all the way on the outside. And Javon was just left to the wolves, and you know how it ended.
Yeah.
Fuck, he got riggedy wrecked, son. That was bad. That
Honestly, I
powerbomb was
feel
sick.
like this group would be improved if you would ditch Cutler James for someone from Evolve. Even like if you want to, like if they decide like we got to have like a token white guy in here, Draco Knox would have been more interesting here. Harlem, is it Harlem Lewis?
Lewis, yeah.
He would have been more interesting here. I just feel like Cutler James is an obvious weak point here. But really, it would have been my choice. Would have been Keanu Carver. You get Keanu Carver there. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Keanu Carver in this. Ain't nobody got a fucking prayer if Keanu Carver's ever a part of
And
this.
already excited to see Osiris Griffin because we haven't seen him wrestle yet, and he's the biggest member of the group. He's like the powerhouse, like the muscle, and they actually just like left him out of the first match, which is like it's kind of like a flex in its own right. It's like we don't even need our biggest guy to beat y'all, and they proved it because they knew that the discord sown between Trick and Oba would play out, and it did, and they won because they were able to get Javon 1v3. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's so cool that they left the biggest guy in the group out of the match.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah, Dark State was a great way to fucking open. Um, Izzy Dame qualified for the ladder match,
Yes, she
and I
did.
I enjoyed her
And who
match with
did she
Ren.
beat to qualify, John?
Mother Hen Ren, baby. Ren
Yep.
Sinclair.
Ren's fantastic. She's so good. I love her.
Dude, she's grown so much. I'm so happy they decided to put her with this group. Because you know what, too? I don't think anybody believes the contrary to this, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming after anybody or like it's a spirited debate. But I really don't think Ren was the only one to benefit. I genuinely think she makes the group better with her comedic timing and everything. Like, this was definitely a mutually beneficial relationship. And yeah, I love this. I'll be honest, I definitely like Ren more than Izzy, but I'm really happy Izzy is getting this spotlight.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, I still fully expect Tatum to qualify. So if Ren would have qualified while Sol Ruka already qualified and Tatum qualified, that's fucking the best kind of agony for a wrestling fan to have when so many women you love are in the same match. But it's like then you got to pick one, and I feel like I still would have picked Tatum, but it would have been hard. But now that Ren isn't in it, and now it might just come down to Sol and Tatum. I think I'm just gonna go Tatum if she
Well, and I mean,
qualifies.
you mentioned Sol exactly. Yeah, Sol Ruka also qualified on this show, didn't she?
She was it the show? I think it was the show. You're right because she beat Jasmine Nix. That's right. She
Yeah.
beat Jasmine Nix, and what I thought was a solid match. You know, good for Jasmine because they're still
Because
teasing 10.
Zarya qualified first. Zarya was the first qualifier, so Sol
Yeah, she
hadn't been.
qualified April 1st, so on NXT
Yeah,
last week
yeah.
because
So
she beat Lash Legend.
Sol and
Yeah.
Zarya are now both in it, and I forget who was the second person to qualify.
Um,
Because we know Sol's in it now. She was third, and then Izzy was
Kalani,
fourth.
Kalani,
Ah, I
Kalani.
always forget about Kalani Jordan. I swear. I wish that they would give her a more interesting character than just perpetual crashing out.
Well, she at least qualified. I was really, dude, because I'm such a Roxanne fan, I was so ready to say nobody loses like Lonnie, but then she didn't. So, oof.
Nobody beats prodigies like Lonnie.
Oh God, fuck. Now I'm
Speaking
crashing
of
out.
Roxanne, though, after the Izzy Ren match, Roxanne was backstage, and it was Roxanne and Lash and the members of Fatal Influence. And Ava informs them that there will not be a last chance qualifying match this year.
Yes, yes. But where it gets interesting is all the women obviously are up in arms about it. And Roxanne is like, well, I am not going to be left off stand and deliver. It's like, okay, damn, I'm sorry your feud with Bailey fizzled out. Fuck.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, should have stayed more aggro. Should have beaten up Bailey every Raw.
and then Ava's kind of looking around. She's like, you know what? I think I got an idea for what you women can do at Stand and Deliver. And then Roxanne says, and see, I don't think it's going to be because I feel like that's a misdirect. Roxanne says, it better not be a tag match because I don't even have a partner. I mean, again, I love Roxanne to death, but even I've got to be honest and be like, whose fault is that? I mean,
Right? Way to alienate everyone that ever called you a friend, Roxanne. Gall.
you got to understand on this show, if I'm joining in on the call out,
Yeah.
you're fucked. Like, I've practically given cover sort of kind of to Joe fucking Goldberg from you. If I can do that for him and not do it for you, you don't need to wonder if you're going to the barbecue. Baby, you're on the grill. Fuck. Um,
Oof.
so yeah, so I wanted to ask you again. I'm not trying to like take this fantasy booking to I'm just wondering if you have any idea. What do you think they could all be doing at Stand and Deliver? Do you think some kind of gauntlet match with some kind of contendership? Um, do you think it's going to be a weird tag match, but maybe Roxanne gets stuck with a partner? What do you think? You have any idea?
I would love a multi-woman elimination match.
Interesting. Okay.
I know gauntlets are the hot thing to do right now, and WWE loves to do their gauntlets, and we just had a fucking tag team gauntlet on SmackDown. Whatever. Give me a 6-woman, like a fatal 6-way or a 6-pack challenge elimination match where all 6 women start the match at the same time, but last woman standing wins, and you can get eliminated by pinfall, submission, disqualification, count out. Or no, actually no, fuck that. No, you can only lose by DQ if you use like a weapon. Actually, no, I don't even want that. I want that shit to be legal because it's a 6-way. Actually, okay. I apologize for being so scatterbrained right now, but I'm trying to figure out how the rules would work because WWE is so like flighty about how rules work in these things. But because it would be an elimination match, I do think that you should be able to get disqualified. Because normally in like a 3-way or a 4-way, you can't just single out a single person because it's one fall to a finish. But in elimination rules, you can be like, hey, you used a chair, you're eliminated, you're disqualified, you're out. So I
Yes.
actually think that that would work, and that would help Roxanne because we would have more of like a pure, true technical wrestling match. So go eliminations by disqualifications. Yes.
I know you're always the guy you know how to bake stakes in. So is this for a number one contendership for the NXT Women's title, North American title, or is this just bragging right? Like, what would you have be the prize if there is a prize?
You know what? That's a good question.
I
Maybe
thought so.
because it's elimination, we have it be that the last woman eliminated gets a shot at the North American title, and the last woman standing gets a shot at the world title.
So as long as you endure enough, you can get rewarded. It's just what reward will it be? Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so as long as you're not eliminated in, basically you if you make it into the final two, you're guaranteed a title shot. But obviously the top prize is the world title, so you want to win the match. But as long as you get into that final two, you're guaranteed a shot at one of the two singles titles. I love that idea.
All right.
I'm
Well,
also
you know what?
fantasy booking for sure.
Yeah, I mean, again, I never want to like put that on you because I know I've done that in the past and it always kind of stifles conversation. But I was just wondering if anybody had any ideas. I like where your head's at. I'm not
If you're
even going to try.
talking about purely like grounded, what do I expect it to be? Yeah, probably a gauntlet match. Or maybe because Ava doesn't like Roxanne, she'll just have it be a tag match and Roxanne's just fucked.
Wow, Ava. Wow. Um. So yeah, thinking of things worth talking about on NXT. I already kind of touched on Swipe Right versus Fraxium. God, Swipe Right is so fucking good. I really wish they would have won this, but they look fantastic.
Yeah, it was one of those things, dude, you would be amazed at like how few people appreciate the nuances that Swipe Right bring to the table. Um Lots of people are not a fan of theirs. Lots of people, and it's not like an active dislike. Oh man, I hate these guys. Or it's more of just like an ignorance thing. Like, oh, look at these scrubs trying to challenge Fraxium because they're coming from Evolve, and people think of Evolve as like the developmental to NXT, basically. When it doesn't really come off that way. Um, but yeah, dude, I loved this match because Swipe Right were so good in it, but I also hated this match because of Fraxium bullshit, and I hate them so much.
Want to be so immature right now, so I'm just gonna say it. Are the people that hate Swipe Right uggos? Do they get swipe left on in their lives? Because
I don't know what they look like. I'm sorry.
they probably don't want to know what
Maybe
they look like either.
in spirit, they're uggos. Yeah, in spirit.
I mean, let's be real, probably. Uh, I'm sorry, I just love this fucking team so much that this will not be the last time that I'm a petty bitch because it's my favorite type of heel flavor. You know, again, I
Oh,
don't really need all these complex of like I ruined your life and your family. I mean, don't get me wrong, that definitely gets my tent going. But
your
you know,
tent.
I really I'm also a classic guy. I'm like, wow, they're handsome. You're not. You thought that this is a relationship that was going to last forever, and then your girlfriend was like, wait a minute, I can trade up, and there was swipe right. You know, I can dig
Trade
gimmicks like
up
that.
by swiping right.
You get it. See, this is why you're so fucking wise. But yeah, dude,
I don't
I'll
think
tell
I'm
you
that
right now.
wise, but I
Just because
appreciate
I
you.
did. Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say there?
I said I don't think I'm that wise, but I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I
But no.
appreciate your fucking face.
Okay, okay, you win. Fuck. Uh, but I know I only kind of touched on this on NXT, but I will say I do expect these guys to be future Evolve Tag Team Champions, and I would like them to have like at least a 7 month type reign. Like I want them to go the distance. And I could even see them being NXT Tag Champions. It's when they get to the main roster that I would worry, because I am going to be honest with you, bro. And again, you know this has come from me. Have I or have I not liked these guys from episode 1 of Evolve? Right.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
for sure.
you know that I'm not coming from like a mean place. I see these guys doing backstage segments with Pretty Deadly in like 3 months. I worry about them on the main roster. We can't cross that bridge until we come to it, obviously. I'm just saying where things stand right now, they're doing great on Evolve. I could see them doing great on NXT. I don't know if Triple H would fucking know what to do with these guys. That's just my feeling. I want to be wrong, and I don't have to worry about it right now. I won't have to worry about it for a good while. and I like Pretty Deadly too. I don't even mean that to be a diss, by the way. I just think, they're a lower card tag team, which is also kind of a shame. But I just think the world of Pretty Deadly. I think again they're that throwback gimmick, but with that new school wrestling style, and they do it so fucking well, and they sell. God, selling. I really have come to learn how much selling means to me. Because when you do it, I
Yeah.
just feel so protective of you, and I'm like, you're making wrestling amazing again. Thank you.
Hmm.
Oh, so yeah, they were great. I would definitely check out that match, guys, if you haven't. Swipe Right versus Fraxium. Let's see if there's anything else worthwhile talking about NXT. Bro, I enjoyed Jada Parker joining Grace, but there's really not much to say here because it ended in a DQ, and then we're just getting a fatal four way at Stand and Deliver. Um, I'll tell you what I did like though. I like Julia's aggroness here, like how aggressive she was. She laid out Stephanie and she stepped on her fucking face. I'm like, heel Julia?
Yeah,
I'm
I literally, dude, can I just, you know what? I'm getting on my soapbox right now. I fucking loathe the current state of, and I am using Joe Coquina Clutch air quotes here,
yes.
wrestling reporting, because there is no such fucking thing. There is no such thing as journalism in pro wrestling. It is horse shit. There is no real journalistic integrity in the world of pro wrestling, and I don't know if there ever really has been. I'm gonna lean no, there fucking hasn't. It is nonsense. It is fucking garbage. Literally a month ago, we saw reports Julia is injured and is going to have to take a step away. We don't know how long she'll have to be out. And now that Julia's back and those exact fucking reports were proven wrong, now we're seeing reports. Oh, by the way, Julia was never actually injured. They just wanted her to drop the title to Stephanie because Stephanie was more over than her.
Oh my god.
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Oh god.
Nobody should ever listen to a fucking word that an internet wrestling journalist says because there's no such fucking thing. Wrestling journalism is dead and it never fucking existed. Fucking garbage.
If it did, the rhetoric around the Vince McMahon controversy would have been a lot different within wrestling journalism because we had to rely on Wall Street Journal and other outlets to do that fucking
Yeah,
work for us.
yeah, real journalists exist, and every now and then they will occasionally decide to stick their little tiny toe, the tiniest little tip of their toe, into the scummy ass world of pro wrestling and just give us fucking scraps. But in the world of pro wrestling, there is no fucking journalism. It's not real.
I wish it was though, because we do need it. We do need it. We just don't have it, and we never have. You're right. You're right. Um. So let me ask you this, because fuck the journalists. Do you think Julie is going heel or not, just based on her stepping on 70's face, or do you think this is just her being assertive? Do you think like a change is coming for the Julia character? Because I miss heel Julia. I'm ready for Julia to be heel. I'm curious how you feel about it.
I don't even want to answer this question because to agree
Enough.
that she's going heel would be to feed the reports that are coming out now that they had her drop the title to Steph because Stephanie was getting more over as a babyface than her. And I fucking hate that narrative.
That's okay. That's fair. I'll rescind my question. I'll just say for me, if they are taking Julie in a different direction, fucking awesome. Because some of my favorite stuff she did in Stardom was when she bullied Starlight Kid and when she gave Samantha grief. Although technically Julia was the babyface in that instance.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm here for a more heel Julia, especially because too like I love Asuka to death. Asuka's a legend. Asuka's a fucking Hall of Famer, even though Hall of Fame is marky shit, whatever. But she's always that type of heel where it's like she's got that aura where it's like unnerving. Julia's not unnerving. She's just arrogant. She does arrogance so fucking well though. So yeah, I'm here for a Julia heel turn if that's coming. Stephanie's doing great. I don't wanna rain on Stephanie's parade. I'm enjoying her as champion so far. Jada, I mean, I hope she grows up. I hope she matures. But as far as being a wrestler, we already know she's one of the best talkers in the fucking business. I've likened her to Stone Cold multiple times on here. I don't walk that back at all. Honestly, funny thing, the odd woman out here might be Jordan Grace. And that's crazy to me because Jordan's not bad by any means, but I'm looking at Jada. She's the trash talker that could talk her way into any match. Julia and Stephanie already have the relationship and the history. Jordan, she's just like, I made an impact, pun intended, I guess, in TNA, and now I'm looking to make an impact here. And I like Jordan. I think she'll add to it, but I honestly almost would have preferred a triple threat between Jada, Julia, and Stephanie. I don't know if Jordan is really going to add to it that much for me, but I guess we're going to have to see it stand and deliver. But yeah, that's what's happening in the main NXT picture, and I feel like that's pretty much NXT as far as things that are worth talking about. Um, unless there was anything else from the show that you can think of that you would like to touch on.
I just continuing your commentary that you were just doing. I think that Julia was injured, but I think that she recovered quickly enough to still be a part of this, because I think that the only reason that Jada is a part of the world title match at all to begin with and not competing for the North American Championship, which is the level that I think NXT realistically sees her at, is because they wanted it to be a triple threat, but they didn't have anyone other than Jordan that they felt like could be on that level. But like you said, Jada can talk her way into any match. So they used her ability to do that to justify putting her in the world title match. I think this was supposed to be Stephanie, Julia, Jordan the whole time. And Jada
Yeah.
getting inserted into it was instead of Julia, but now Julia's here, and Jada still feels like she belongs because she fucking earned it by talking her way into it. And Jordan feels like the odd woman out, even though she was probably going to be in it the whole time. But like, Jordan's a beast. Jordan literally didn't Jordan. That's right. On this very show, we had Jordan versus Jada 1v1, and Jordan won via DQ because of the Julia run in.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, that was that whole thing. As far as anything else on this show that I would want to talk about, I don't
Actually
think
did think of
so.
one more thing. Because after Dark State 1, let's remember Stacks got on the Titantron and he
Yes.
invited him to a parking lot brawl next
Yeah.
week.
With the family, and we don't know if Tony approves or not.
Don't think he does. You know, I was wrong because, if you call it so many times and it doesn't happen, like, if, we know that rule. But I've been saying, I feel like somebody's getting Joe Pesci'd in that fucking family, and it's increasingly looking like Tony. I think Stacks feels like he's ready to lead the family, and Tony's going to have to either prove him right by not seeing it coming or prove him wrong by putting him squarely back in his place. But if we're setting up for a parking lot brawl next week, oh, that's going to be fucking fire. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine a Dark State like triple power bomb through like a windshield or something to like Stacks? I remember that I can already visualize it. That's gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be fucking awesome next week. So yeah, I did just want to touch on that. I am enjoying the family story, but I think other than that, yeah, we're done. So we can go
SmackDown
back,
time.
go to SmackDown, which I thought was the weakest show this week from what
I
I watched on
agree.
YouTube.
SmackDown was mid as fuck this week. They opened the show with Orton, and then they had fucking Solo Sikoa come out. I don't want Orton versus Solo at Mania, and I don't know anyone who fucking does.
Yeah, well, soon, Kevin. We love you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. We may not stay on SmackDown very long because I was very underwhelmed by what I saw on the show this week. You know what though? Why don't we talk about the thing that I know we said we'd come back to? How fucking good is Phoenix right now,
Yes.
dude? Actually, I do want to pass you the baton. Can I just say something real quick? This dude, what really impresses me about Phoenix as compared to Frazier last week and some guys that I see do this style, everything this dude does is perfect. It blows my fucking mind because,
That
like,
is what makes Phoenix special, is that he does crazy shit that 99.999% of even really athletic guys in the business would try and fail and botch and have, like, they would do it even if they were really really good, they would still be able to do it 9 out of 10 times, but they would still botch it that 1 out of 10, and Phoenix gets it 10 out of 10 fucking times. Phoenix just doesn't fucking botch. He's so good at this.
I want him and Gunther on the same brand after the draft, and I want a Gunther Phoenix feud because I remember how
Oh.
this motherfucker cooked with Mil Muertes, and like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, us motherfuckers remember, okay, and like, this dude can wrestle anybody, and I think make it compelling. Like, I'm telling y'all, and I never thought I'd get to be on my soapbox for Phoenix again because I didn't know how long he was going to be in AEW, and I'm a bitter old man, and I'm like, fuck, I don't care, like, let me be bitter. But now he's on a show that I watch, and I'm like, this dude can be a world champion. I'm gonna keep fucking saying it. I do shitty, fucking weird out there campaigns all the time. This is a cause that I genuinely, full throatedly fucking believe in. He sells great. His stuff looks perfect. And to give credit to Berto, oh my God, there was a move he did where it was like a cartwheel, like moonsault type move. Perfect body on body contact, landed on his fucking feet.
Yes.
He ate too. And I
I
know I'm
wanted
dr-
to really highlight Berto in this match because we love Phoenix and we know Phoenix is great and we always praise Phoenix to high heaven and we glaze that dude and he deserves it. Berto is a fucking star waiting to happen.
yeah, yeah. Dude, when Andrade was talking to him a few weeks ago and he said, "You're better than this," you two either be a tag team or Berto better
Oh
find his
my
confidence and strike
god.
out on his own because this
Dude,
dude,
there have been
yeah,
several times over the course of the last few drafts, even not even years, drafts, the last like 4 or 5 drafts, where I have drafted Humberto and Cruz del Toro, aka Raul Mendoza, because I still remember how insanely good their tag team was in NXT for those few months that they teamed. They were just that memorably great to me that I still actively draft both of them because I do think Humberto can be a single star. And to me, the best vehicle to make him into one is a great tag team, and that is the tag team I would want for him. As great as Angel is, I love Angel, but I've seen the greatness that Humberto and Cruz del Toro can be together, and that's the team that I want Humberto in.
thing. Angel's great, but I think we've seen Angel like do the best he can do because he is a former cruiserweight champion. We've seen him
Well,
have
and
that
that's
run.
the other thing too, is I think Angel is already he's got everything you need for him to be a single star. He doesn't even need to be in a tag team.
I would agree with that to a point. I
I
just
think that
think
the big
Berto,
problem with
yeah,
Angel, as far as him being a single star, the biggest obstacle for him is the same obstacle for Chad Gable. It's the same obstacle for Carmelo Hayes. It is literally just size. And you can't fix that. You can't teach that. It is going to plague his career forever, just like it will for Mello, just like it will for Gable. Gable is one of the most talented, most entertaining performers on the entire roster and has been for years now. And he still has never held a singles title because he's like 5'8".
exactly.
It's just a problem on WWE programming. They don't push short dudes. Period. End of story. And it's bad and it's gross and it is a problem, but it's a problem that's not going away. And we need to learn that. And we need to internalize it and we need to adapt our expectations because I love Berto and we all love Mello as a performer, but shit ain't going to happen because of their size.
I know you're right, but I still want to be a Tobias and be like, no,
I
because like I
know
just,
it's tough
yeah,
and it sucks, like I said, but like I just want us to acknowledge this. Like it's real. It is a real prejudice that the brass of WWE have. And until the brass at WWE changes, and we thought maybe Vince going away would change it, but Triple H is no better. It's just going to be a problem.
yeah. I still have hope for Phoenix until I'm shown
Phoenix
otherwise.
isn't that short. Phoenix is like
Yeah,
5'11", maybe 6 foot even. Phoenix doesn't have the same problem.
yeah. No, Phoenix, I think, can really like. I think Ray
Well,
can exhale because I feel like Ray has been in WWE to be like, who could I really pass the torch to? Because I feel like there have been
and
other
really, I
people.
think that Ray,
Yeah,
it's not. It's like we watch Wheel of Time. It's like there is no one dragon. We have a multi-headed dragon here. I think that Ray can rest easy knowing that Dragon, Lee, Penta, and Phoenix are all here. Like
yeah.
the masks are gonna fucking sell, bro. You're good.
Yeah, definitely. Because look, I never really talked about this part because I love dogging on Ray as like a running gag here on the show. But the dude is a legend, and the idea that this dude's still competing at the level that he is insane. Like on that level, I have the deepest respect for Ray. And there was a point I actually felt bad for him because I think you could tell that he wanted to know that like the culture was very like robust in WWE, but like Alberto Del Rio was a fucking dud. I love Andrade and he's back, but like that push that I want for him just seemingly isn't going to happen. Um, But these guys, especially Penta and Phoenix, now coming in, it's like, okay, now we really have something. And again, Phoenix especially, I've always been a bigger fan of his than Pentagon, even in LU, because I mean, the writing of Pentagon in LU was really something special. But I mean, Phoenix is crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, that first Grave Consequences match was fucking
I mean,
nuts.
dude,
And I'm telling you,
you don't even have to dig that deep as far as like you don't even have to get that far into watching Lucha Underground episodes because I think Grave Consequences was like what episode like 19 or something.
yeah,
Literally episodes 3 and 4. Episode 3 was Pentagon versus Phoenix versus Drago, I think.
yeah,
And then episode 4 was one on one between Penta and Phoenix, and it was insane.
yeah, yeah. I mean, WWE is sitting really pretty as far as like the overall talent on its roster, and that's what makes the draft so exciting. Is where do they want to put these pieces? So yeah, I think this was one of the few things on SmackDown that like we could enthusiastically talk about. Um, but yeah, like I watched Cody Rhodes segment in full. It's Cody. Who gives a shit? The Tiffany and Charlotte continue to be an awkward fucking feud because I don't know if Charlotte felt like she was trying to work shoot here with the Tiffany beatdown because Tiffany beats Roxanne in a match, which already puts me in a bad mood because I just think Roxanne is 10 times the wrestler that Tiffany is. And for as
Yeah.
weak as Roxanne might be on the mic, I would take a Roxanne promo over a Tiffany promo any day of the week. But Tiffany beats her,
You know,
obviously.
interestingly enough, I'm not 100% sure that I agree with you there. I think they're kind of similar to me.
Interesting.
I think
Interesting.
yeah, like Tiffany's promos are very like I'm gonna read my script and there's gonna be weird delivery all over the place, but then like Roxanne kind of has a similar problem where like our delivery is kind of all over the place. I mean, I'd like Roxanne more, so I would choose to watch her cut a promo over Tiffany any day of the week. But like if we're going strictly like okay, like rose tinted glasses off, I don't care what your preference is. Who's better at cutting promos? I think they're pretty close to even personally.
It's fair. I still think Roxanne's got the edge for me just because God, Tiffany's delivery, I just really don't care for it.
It's
But I mean,
bad.
either way,
Yeah,
she wins here. And then Charlotte again, I think she tried to give a work shoot vibe because she was in street clothes, which I'll be honest, probably one of the better looks Charlotte has had. Because I'm seeing her like in the leather jacket and stuff and like the white t-shirt. And I'm like, that actually kind of works for you. Oddly enough, I know you always want to be extravagant because of the Flair name and everything, but being more down to earth, it's kind of working for me.
dude, I am telling you, Charlotte is one of the most hypocritical motherfuckers in the history of the pro wrestling business because she cries in public interviews about how people always just refer to me as Ric Flair's daughter and I'm more than Ric Flair's daughter and blah blah blah, and yet she uses the name Charlotte Flair. She uses her dad's last name. She uses a remix of her dad's entrance theme as her entrance theme. She uses her dad's chops. She uses her dad's woo. She uses the fucking figure 4 submission to win matches, except she elevates it. Like, she has literally built her entire career off of being Ric Flair's daughter. She literally has no right to get upset when people call her Ric Flair's daughter. That's her identity. She's made that her fucking identity. She does not have the right to get upset when people call her that.
I mean, not to be that guy, but you don't see Braun Breaker crying. Like he has a name like
Well,
Breaker when everybody's begging him to go Steiner, and he's sticking with Breaker, and he's making it fucking work.
well, and
Like,
that's the thing too is that like when you see Braun Breaker, no one is like it's like how often do you see like interviews and media appearances with Braun Breaker where it's just listing him as Rick Steiner's son or Scott Steiner's nephew? There aren't any because his name isn't Bronson Steiner as it was
yeah,
originally going to be. It's unique. It is original. It's Braun Breaker. He's made an actual original identity for himself. And yeah, sure, he does some Steiner shit. Like he has the Frankenbreaker or the Breakensteiner or whatever the fucking move is where he does the Frankensteiner off the top rope. He does some stuff. And then the barking was something that Rick used to do. He does homages to his dad and to his uncle, but that's not his entire identity. It's just a small part of his identity. Charlotte's entire identity is Ric Flair's daughter. and she still gets upset when people refer to her as
So stuck to volleyball. But she, she, she comes out. I don't know. She comes out. She's like, "Get out of my fucking way," because you could actually pick that up like on the mic. She throws Tiffany into the barricade, throws her into the ring post. I'm like, "Are you trying to shoot her for the like divorce comment last week? Like, what are you doing?" Then she throws her over the announce table. Wade Barrett, who again has to play Peacemaker, which I feel bad for Wade. Remember when he was like the super secret mega villain in Lucha Underground, and then that never went
that.
anywhere?
Hell
Fuck.
yeah!
He's probably like, I miss when I was about to take over the world. Because now I've talked down this fucking loose
I miss when
cannon.
you were about to take over the world too, Stu.
Yeah. And then Charlotte stands on the announce table and she thinks she ate. Okay. Um, she'll ask me the other day, can I actually find that comment? Because I wonder how old it is. Because he always means well, and I never want him to think he can't ask me shit. But
Who's
he
this now?
actually asked me
Who?
about the wait, what was that?
Who asked you this?
Angel asked me
Ah,
about oh yeah. He said, "I'm curious how you and Ashton feel about the Tiffany versus Flair feud and that promo last week. You know that you watched and I muted." And I said, "I think I think it's abysmal and didn't watch the promo. Ashton did and thought it was hilariously bad." And Angel said, "I agree." So yeah, like you're not really serving it. Who is this for? I don't know who this feud is for. I even want to know like the hardcore Charlotte stance. I wish Ella was still in our community. One, because she's a beautiful person, and two, because I know she was like a big Charlotte fan. Are you eating right now? Like, are you enjoying this? Because like,
I
help me
love the way you phrase
understand.
that. Amazing.
I just I don't even mean to like I don't even mean to be a prick. I really don't. I want to know like are you eating right now? Are you enjoying this? Because if you are, help me understand. Like what am I why? I don't fuck. She just throws her and it's like, okay, woo. Yeah. Um so yeah, there was that. Drew and Priest, I think, are really trying with what they're given. Apparently, their match at Mania is going to be a street fight. That should be fun. I like both guys. It just feels like they're both kind of stuck for me right now.
Yeah, it's very much like a uh uh oh purgatory. That's the word. It's a main event purgatory match. It's two guys that feel like they should be competing for world titles. The WWE decided they don't get to be in world title matches this year, so they just throw them in a match against each other, and that's just it.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Um, and the big thing, uh, oh god, I was gearing up to turn up, but I don't know. I should be nice because I was really mean to Charlotte earlier. Um, but yeah, the self mark shitter LA Knight got put in his fucking place
Oh, did he?
by
I wouldn't
Jacob
know. I didn't
Fatu.
watch the main event of SmackDown this week. Fuck that guy.
I'm proud of you. I want you
I'm
to know
proud of
that
me too.
publicly.
I
Yeah.
took care of my mental health, and we played Brawlhalla while it was happening.
Yeah, I can tell you this because I watched the YouTube clip. Knight and Orton won because Knight pinned Tamatonga, but then afterwards, Jacob Fatu, he came out and he whooped that fucking worthless ass, and he
Nice,
hit him, I think, with 4 moonsaults that got nice pops from the crowd.
nice.
Because all LA Knight is Wish.com Stone Cold Steve Austin. They like him for the catchphrase, and while the bell rings, they check their cell phones. But when Jacob Fatu actually does stuff, people pay fucking attention because I don't know. I'm a weird guy, but I think if you call yourself talent, it's important that you're talented, bitch. And so, yeah, he ate fucking dirt, which is the only diet he deserves to have because he's shit. And Jacob Fatu, he actually licked the US title, which I'm going to be honest, because I'm a weird guy, hot. Yeah, I liked it. I want to do it. I want to see him do it again at Mania after he wins it. And then all Super Blue has are the little gifs that he posts in our Discord of like, no, this means LA Knight's going to the main event. Yeah, the main event where he'll fail again and shit the bed like he always fucking does. Jacob Fatu needs to liberate that US title. And I guarantee you, when he does, we are one step closer to getting out of this collective fucking shithole. Because I swear, somehow, however tenuously, LA Knight is connected to every horrible thing that has happened to this fucking country since. Jacob Fatu is the way. I rest my case.
I missed the way. They were fun.
They were. I miss heel Tommaso Ciampa when I cared about him. That was lightning in a fucking bottle, and I didn't realize it until it was too late.
I miss
Fuck.
Dexter Loomis
Yeah.
and Indy Hartwell.
Indy, thankfully, I think she worked in an indie fed recently and she won a championship there, so
I miss Index.
that's cool. Index was great, friend. Not as great as your face, but still great. I think that's SmackDown. Do we want to move on to our next segment here?
The part where
Did
you
you
asked me if I watched any AEW this week.
yeah, did you watch any AEW this week?
I don't remember. Let me check. Um,
I think you did, didn't you? Or am I
mm,
thinking maybe of a previous week? Because I feel like you were in live wrestling discussion
I
talking about some AEW
did
stuff.
actually. Yeah, I watched a little bit, but not much.
Anything worth talking about though?
Pac got fucked up. Pac's injured.
I feel like Pac is getting injured more frequently now, and I'm starting to wonder if we should call it. Like, I don't like calling anybody injury prone, but I'm wondering if he has that bug on him now.
Yeah,
Because
I
I feel
don't
like he
know.
just got back from an injury not too long ago.
Yeah, he had a match with Swerve this week, and yeah, he got hurt bad because there was a point where he was outside of the ring and they had to get the doctor to check on him, and then he got back in the ring, but he was limping on one leg, and then Swerve kicked him in the face one time, and that laid him out long enough for Swerve to get to the top rope and then with a swerve stomp and end the match immediately. So it felt like Pac was like, "Fuck you, I'm ending the match," and they were like, "Okay, but like we got to do a rushed finish." And the finish was that. It was like Pac getting in the ring just long enough to get booted in the face and then Swerve stomped because neither one of those would affect whichever of his legs. I think it was his right leg that he was limping on, and he wasn't even limping. He was just doing that like that thing where you just hop on one leg and the other leg is just up, like elevated completely. He wasn't putting any he wasn't putting any pressure on his I think it was his right leg at all. So yeah, Pac is probably gonna miss some time, unfortunately. I hope he's all right. I hope he recovers, but yeah, it's really shitty.
Yeah. Anything else from AEW that you would even feel worth talking about?
Chris Statlander beat Thunder Rosa in a solid match.
Nice, nice.
Um, no, that's it. As far as Collision goes tonight, I did see some good news.
Which was
Jamie Hayter defeated Billy Starks to advance to the next round of the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. And naturally, as you would expect, Athena defeated Harley Cameron to do the same.
nice.
So we're getting all the correct winners in the first round matches of the women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. That's all I got though. That's all. Oh shit! I gotta watch that match. I didn't know that match was happening. Apparently, we also got AR Fox versus Kevin Knight. Holy
Nice.
shit! How the hell did I miss that? It must have been short. That's
All
it though.
right.
That's it.
Any extracurriculars?
No.
I watched Jericho Michaels from WrestleMania 19. Still
Was
holds
that the
up.
one where Jericho kicked Michaels in the balls?
Yes.
Nice.
And then spit on him after.
Nice. Classic.
Fuck. All right.
Did you just
Um,
hyperventilate?
I did a little.
Wow.
So I guess let's open up the forum for questions, everybody. So if anybody has any questions about this week in the world of wrestling,
You may
we can
ask.
indeed.
Ask away. Y'all.
Foster, who has a beautiful fucking face and who I miss so much. It's great to have you back with us, Foster.
Yes.
Um, are we still convinced that these four are the only members of Dark State? No.
Yes. Wait, what?
Oh, okay.
Wait. I am. You're not, clearly.
Yes, clearly. I didn't I didn't know that this schism existed between us. But
It's not going to be
no,
a problem, is it?
I mean,
It's not going to be a problem, is it?
emphasizing a question doesn't help elucidate an answer. God.
Why?
I mean, that is a fair question. But no, I feel like there could be one more surprise, but we'll see. We'll
Do you think
see.
it's going to be one of the members of the triple threat, Trick, Oba, or Javon?
Dude, it'd be amazing if it was Javon. Be like, y'all fucking slept on me and disrespected me. Well, fuck you. I lead Dark State. Oh man. No, I don't know though. I don't know. I still think there's a surprise, but I can't even venture what the surprise. I wish Ava was the leader. That'd be such a fucking twist. Um, God, I want to do the John thing and be like, yeah, I think I will say Javon, but I'm tired of showing my ass on this show, man. Like, what else do you people want to see? You've seen both cheeks multiple times, so I'm gonna keep my cards close to my chest on this one. Um, Super Blue asked, yeah, my thoughts exactly. Super Blue asked, how do you feel about the results of AEW Dynasty and FTR turning on Cope at the pay-per-view? I don't know, man. It seems like some self-indulgent Mark shit, probably. I don't know. I don't watch AEW, so I really can't have an opinion on it. But they were probably like, "Oh, think about the drama of this when people with that inside baseball that know how close we are going to be so shocked." Okay, I mean, maybe. I don't know. Do you have any opinions on this? You keep more tabs on AEW than I do.
I was actually going to run through the results and get your reactions to them. Would you be down to do that?
I mean, I think it would make for good content. I mean, my pain usually is, so let's talk about it.
Do you want to care at all about pre-show or just skip straight to the main?
Let's talk. What happened on pre-show?
Nick Wayne, Action Andretti, and Leo Rush, with Kip Sabian and Mother Wayne at ringside, defeated AR Fox and Top Flight
That
in 11 minutes and 15 seconds.
that hurts already. Wow, we didn't even wait. Fuck. Okay. What happened after that?
Anthony Bowens squashed Max Caster in 40 seconds.
I mean, clearly breaking up that tag team was the right call. Totally.
Do you
Next,
know what Caster's been doing? Like what his new gimmick is?
doesn't he feel like he's like a really great wrestler or something?
He's
Something
been
like that.
trying to get crowds to do a really long, complicated chant like "Max Caster, you're really great. You're the best wrestler in the world," like what fucking Chuck Taylor
Chuck
used to do
Taylor.
on the Indies. Yeah, something like that.
Holy shit! What is old is new again, but worse.
He's getting a lot of heat for it too.
God damn it! All right, was that all that was on the pre-show, or was the
Yes,
pre-show
that
just
was
as
the
long
whole
as okay?
pre-show.
Yeah, because you have to do 10 fucking matches on the main card. So let's start on the main card.
Unironically, literally, there were exactly 10 matches on the main card. You're right.
Because we fucking know, bro. Because this promotion chortles fucking scrotum. Fuck.
What's wrong with chortling scrotum?
Not anything really when you're normal about it and you don't make it an entire fucking business model every fucking pay-per-view.
Super Blue wants to know if you think Stax could be the leader of Dark State.
Super Blue, I can't believe I'm about to tell you this. Me of all fucking people, stop doing drugs. Now you, back to the AEW card. Bring me through the main card.
Will Ospreay defeated Kevin Knight in a quarterfinal Owen Hart Cup tournament match in 13 minutes 50 seconds.
Who did he beat?
Kevin Knight?
Of course he did, because we always do the wrong fucking shit and we push a guy whose face looks like his ass and his ass probably looks like his face, but I don't want to find that out for sure. Next.
The Hurt Syndicate defeated the Learning Tree to retain the AEW World Tag Team titles in 11 minutes.
That is the first fucking smart decision you've told me, and I feel like we've been here for 5 minutes already. Next.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That reminds me. I did watch a Hurt Syndicate segment from this week's episode of Dynamite.
Great, but MJF is still kind of intermingled with them, isn't he?
Yeah. MJF is a real piece of shit. He was talking all kinds of shit. He was talking about how the only reason that they retained Dynasty was because of him and all that shit. And MVP is a smart man because he likes MJF and they go way back apparently, and he's tight with him and stuff. But he's only willing to let him join the Hurt Syndicate if it is a unanimous, all three of them approving of it. He said he need 3 thumbs up. And Bobby Lashley fucking hates MJF, the smartest man in that group. And so Lashley makes it known in this segment that he hates MJF. And then MVP says, I need 3 thumbs up. And he gives a thumbs up. And then we all know, without him even needing to do it, that Lashley's a thumbs down. And so Shelton Benjamin starts with a thumb sideways. And then he looks like he's going to go up. And then he thumbs down. So we have 2 thumbs down. And Lashley hugs Benjamin. And they're like, yeah, that's it. You got my back. Thanks, bro. It was great. Fuck MJF. I fucking hate that dude.
And I knew I was right to love you all these years. Fuck. And Lashley too, obviously, but I didn't really know where Shelton was going to go.
Yeah.
And
Then
listen, Montel, get your shit together. Know who you're trying to get in bed with here, bro. What the
yeah.
fuck are you doing?
So then we had Mercedes Monet in an Owen Hart Cup tournament quarterfinal match, defeating Julia Hart in 13 minutes.
Okay, I don't really hate Julia Hart, so that's fine. And I mean, Mercedes went over, so no harm done. Next.
All right, all of the matches are starting to get longer from this point on.
Fuck.
Death Riders, represented by Claudio, Pac, and Yuta, defeated Rated FTR in a trios match. It was a retention. They already were the champions. It was a trios championship match in just shy of 15 minutes.
And this is where FTR, after the match, turn on Cope.
So what really happened was they were all like hugging, and then Cash started walking away, and Dax hurriedly hit Cope with a pile driver,
Oh,
and
shit.
and Cash looked all like, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing, man? Why'd you do that?" And Dax just walked away. So it seemed a lot like it was just going to be Dax turning heel, and Cash was going to be pissy about it. But apparently, at some point, but since then, I'm assuming on Collision tonight, um, Cash must have turned with Dax, and now they're both heel. I don't know.
Stupid. Next.
15-minute, 25-second retention for Tony Storm of the AEW World Women's Championship against Megan Bayne.
I'm I'm really worried that they're put a lot of stock in Tony and like who do you put over now that you didn't run all the way with Mariah May as champion? I don't know. I don't know. I really like Megan Mann though. I'm glad that she got this spotlight. I just worry what happens to her now. But
Yeah, apparently
next,
Tony beat her with a fucking roll up, by the way.
of course she did. Next,
Kyle Fletcher won a quarterfinal Owen Hart Cup tournament match, 16-minute, 15-second against Mark Briscoe. This
no
doesn't feel like
comment.
this feels like it should never have been a pay-per-view match to me. Like that's not a pay-per-view match.
That screams collision at best to
Yeah,
me.
that's like a
Um,
dynamite or a collision match for sure.
yeah.
Then we get Bandito
Oh, finally.
versus Chris Jericho
Oh god.
in a, in a title versus mask match for the ROH World Championship. And they did do a fake out where it seemed like Jericho won, but then they restarted the match and Bandito won. So Bandito's your new ROH World Champion. 18 minutes, 15 seconds.
This whole card, that's only the second really intelligent decision for the most part that I've heard. I mean, Mercedes also winning was fine, but like, yeah, like, good. Fuck Chris Jericho. Bandito, I worry that dude, his career is going to go and we're going to be like, what could have been. I don't know. I've got weird vibes because I love him to death. I just feel like the opportunities that he deserves aren't going to come to him. And we're going to be lamenting that. And I really, really hope I'm wrong because this dude deserves to be. That's a real fucking megastar. Fuck LA Knight's stick ass. Next.
Oh, apparently, Cash also turned at the pay per view, and I just missed it. They hit Cope with a shatter machine at the pay per view.
Cool. Cool.
And by the way, Super Blue,
Yeah.
yes, we are going to be reacting to Stand and Deliver. I think we're probably going to just react to the whole show, honestly, unless Fraxium get like really shitty challengers. Like if Hank and Tank really are their challengers, we are 100% skipping that shit.
Oh, they're going to be, brother. Get ready to unclench those butt cheeks for a few minutes because we're not watching that match.
Next up, we
Yeah.
had a singles match for Daniel Garcia's AEW TNT Championship with no time limit and strictly prohibited outside interference. They say no time limit, and yet this match only went 15 minutes and 35 seconds. And Adam Cole is your new AEW TNT champion.
Cool. I mean, I like Adam Cole. Me and Adam Cole, it's a weird thing because I still think he's great and I still love him on the fucking mic. But like, I think I'm always going to be jaded that his WWE career didn't work out because I saw so much in that dude in the E. But he ended up in AEW, and if he's happy there and he's succeeding there, cool. But I'm just not watching. So I hope it's a good title reign for him though.
Yeah.
Oh,
So two matches left. Both went over 30 minutes.
Jesus Christ, self-indulgent bullshit. Okay.
Kenny Omega, of course.
Yeah, of course, of course. The best mark machine.
Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey in a three-way match for the AEW International Championship went 31 minutes.
Kenny Omega retain?
Yes.
Of course he did. Okay. Wow. Look at how I know things without even watching the product. Amazing.
And the main event,
Oh, here we go.
31 minutes, 35 seconds. They had to go just a little longer than the Omega match, of course, because it's the main event, and that's how Jon Moxley thinks. Singles match for the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley retains against Swerve Strickland with help from the Young Bucks.
See, it's so weird for me because I really do like Mox a lot, and I think he does love the business. But again, let's be real. This is a skinhead gimmick. This is a skinhead faction. And you beat the best like black wrestler, not just on your roster, but maybe even in the industry with how unique he is and everything, and he gets beat. We're really doing the Darby Allin thing you predicted months ago, aren't we? We're really fucking doing the Darby Allin thing.
Yeah, I don't
That's
even think he's started climbing Everest yet. That's not supposed to happen for another month or two, and he's going to do that. And if he survives doing that, maybe he'll be back in time for Y'all in July to win the title back from Mox.
I'm like very tentatively holding my microphone, and you have no idea how much I just want to bash my head into it thinking about that. Jesus Christ. Because here's the thing, dude. And I really didn't want to go off on AEW, but because we did this, I feel like I've earned the right to just say my piece now that you've gone through the card. You know that they're hoping that he survives Everest, one, because you don't really want one of your talent to fucking die, but then also because he can be a self-mark and be like, Mox, I climbed Everest. I'm gonna overcome your title, or some like bullshit thereof where he ties that in, and then they're gonna like pat themselves on the back and be like, we knew we were right to let him climb Everest. You all fucking suck. I hate all of you so much. So much. Hate you so much. Oh God. Oh God, I'm so glad I don't watch that anymore. I would be far more miserable. I think I would even be miserable on things that are actually good in WWE just from over AEW exposure in this bullshit. Oh my God. I think I'm watching the right amount of wrestling right now. I am good.
I have some good
But
news,
yeah,
though, as far as AEW does go.
which is
The semifinals of the Owen Hart Cup tournaments, both of them, are going to be fucking fire.
because what are the semifinals?
So for the men's tournament, the one semifinal match that we do have that is going to be fire is Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. Holy shit!
That is going to be great. Yeah, that's going to be hard hitting for sure.
And now I will say the final quarterfinal match has not happened yet in the men's tournament. It's Hangman versus a wild card. We don't know who the wild card is yet.
Okay.
But for the women's, holy shit. We've got Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander and Mercedes Monet versus Athena.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That should be really good.
I'm expecting the
Um
finals to be Athena versus I really don't know, but I'm gonna guess Chris Statlander beats Hayter.
Yeah, that should be a really strong matchup. Let's get back to real time questions. Thankfully, we didn't have much. I appreciate you guys with not flooding the queue when you knew we were going through this. Well, I guess just to treat Super Blues question seriously, you don't think Stacks has anything to do with Dark State, do you? I should treat that question a bit more
Dude, that would
seriously.
actually be genius. I would honestly love that story beat.
It'd be interesting. I guess, now that I think about it more, to be fair to Super Blue, because I know I was dismissive just because I was already like turning up on AEW. I can see where he's coming from. Because if Stacks feels like he's never going to advance in his own family, like or in Tony D's family, I guess he would perceive it as, why not just go make my own family with Dark State and show how I would lead a family?
Well,
It could be a
and
nice,
that's the other thing
yeah,
too is that Tony D is being very strategically sound. He's being conservative. He's being smart about this. He is making the good decision here. He knows not to rush in. He is doing the scouting. He's looking at everything from a bird's eye view. And Stacks is very half-heartedly trying to rush in, trying to get the family to go into this dangerous situation. And I don't think that Stacks would normally do this. I don't know if it's really necessarily in his character to want to do this. It seems sus. And then he goes up on the Tron and he challenges them to a match. It's like, is he intentionally leading the rest of the family into a trap here?
yeah, yeah. It definitely is something to think about. To be fair to him, so I might have to give it some more thought. Yeah, you might really be onto something, Super Blue, in all
Maybe
sincerity.
Stacks got that info on Dark State for Tony D because he already had it because he fucking recruited him in the first place.
Oh God, that would be. He's playing chess, and Tony just got out the checkerboard. Fuck.
And yeah, they did beat up Tony D relatively recently, but I don't think that they beat up any other members of the family.
Yeah, yeah. Uh Super Blue also asked, now that the card is set, how do you feel about WrestleMania 41? Uh, I'm excited enough. I'd say if
This
I
is
could
the
put a number to,
most
yeah,
enthusiastic I've been about a WrestleMania card in years.
I think if I'd put a number to it, if I'm being honest, just thinking about all the matches, I'd say I'm about an 8, maybe an 8.5.
Literally exact same on the point, even down to the maybe 8.5 even.
Yeah, wow. Man, it's been so much easier since you and I merged brains. It's
I
nice
feel like
not to,
that's happened in the last like 5 or 6 months.
yeah, I feel like it's been just so nice not having to do all the thinking by myself. It's been great. Uh, so yeah, I'm hyped enough for it for sure. It should be a fun weekend. I just think for me, it always worries me on like the content side because we are TwitWoW and like being on my A game and being awake enough. Because I told Ashton, Stand and Deliver starts at 1 p.m. and I have been sleeping way past that lately. So I really got to be on my A game next week. But I should hopefully be okay. Any other questions, y'all?
I think we can close the window.
Oh, all right. I mean, hell, it's almost 12:30, so I'm cool with that. High spots and low shots, everybody. My low shot. Oh, my low shot. Let me think. You know what? I'm gonna be a bit cutesy. I'm gonna say my low shot is Danny Palmer. Because you were saying that Callie Armstrong was writing checks that she couldn't cash, but Callie was right. We're not doing checks anymore. And she checked you with that fucking pounce and laid your ass out. So yeah, even if she was writing checks, I guess she did cash it. It was you that bounced. So yeah, Danny Palmer's my low shot. Who's your low shot?
My low shot's Roxanne Perez, man. She's having a rough fucking week. She couldn't get anything done with Ava in NXT, and then she goes to SmackDown and gets put into a match with Tiffany that she loses, and then immediately gets made an afterthought when Charlotte attacks Tiffany.
I mean, you're not wrong, but wow. Okay, so she'll bounce back. Okay,
Yeah,
everything will
of
be
course.
fine.
She's talented enough that she will. I'm just, it's just a bad week for her.
Yeah, yeah. Uh no, you're right though, man. Because I really am curious what they're gonna do with her for Stand and Deliver. Um, This feels kind of cheaty, but it's our show, so I really don't care. My high spot is swipe right because I know the people that, kind of aesthetically challenged might think, but John, they lost to Fraxium. Correction. They lost to Fraxium while being hyper competitive more than most teams in the NXT tag division have been in months, and they won on Evolve this week. They broke 500, so I'm looking to see the glass is half full in this case. So swipe right is my high spot because I think if you're talking about a team or an act whose stock went up in a given week, win or lose, they are gaining visibility by the week and they are earning that visibility by the week. Swipe right, an easy high spot for me. Who's your high spot?
An old rival of Roxanne's, actually, Lyra Valkyria. She retained her title against Bayley on Monday and then teamed with her to go the distance in the gauntlet and become number one contenders for the tag titles on Friday. What a fantastic week she's had.
And we may be about to see Bayley crash the fuck out, brother. I don't know. All right,
Why would
guys.
Bayley crash out when she won on Friday too?
Yeah, but she wants that Intercontinental title. She don't care about those women's tag titles because she already won them with her best friend. What's winning them again with a lesser friend gonna do? Pop you harder? No. Like,
It's getting her on the WrestleMania card, man. Come on.
I guess. Jeez. Yeah, that's essentially that. I think I'm ready to pop myself, so let's get out of here. This has been TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John, that's my coordinate commentary. Ashton, guys, be sure to leave a like as you file out. Subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications so you miss any of that TWitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Blue Sky and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the AWC. Ashton, do we want to try and see these guys Tuesday for the Monday Gold show that we know is up? That was Bozilla's last Monday Gold show And do we
Oh,
want to see
is
them at
there
6 for
more
that?
than one match on that we would know we want to react to?
Do we even know the full card? I don't even know how to answer that 'cause I don't even know if we looked at the card in full.
Let's peep. No
Keeping.
creeping, just peeping.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Okay, one skip, two skip. Okay, there's a definite watch. Utami and Tanaka versus Mirai and Yamaoka. That's an easy watch.
Yes.
Yuzuki versus Seto is an easy watch.
Yes.
And then we've got Miku, Natsumi, Hummingbird, and Yamanaka. Yeah, we'll watch that. We'll watch the last 3 matches on that card. We can do that Tuesday if you want.
You think 6 would be a good enough time?
For we could go later if you wanted, but if you want to do 6, we can do 6.
6 sounds good. Only because one of those matches is a championship match, and I just like to give us a good enough berth when we're
Yeah,
doing like
sure,
three plus
definitely.
matches.
Let's do it.
So, okay, so Tuesday there. We might have started Thursday, I guess, right?
Yeah,
So
possible. Maybe. I mean, yeah, that's. Dude, I don't even know. Is there a possibility that we might even have a second Money Gold show to cover on Tuesday? Maybe. Yeah, actually, there is a possibility because they have a 414 show as well, and that's going to be interesting.
yeah, we'll have to preview that card. Maybe we'll preview that card Monday before
Dude,
we go live.
Utami versus Zones.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Oh, we're doing that. We're doing the fuck out of that.
Hiryo
Shit.
Matsumoto versus Chika Goto.
That's also fun.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun Money Gold week this week.
Miku Aono and Miyuki Takase versus Yumiko Hota and Miku Kanai.
Interesting. Okay.
That's gonna be fun. We might have to go live at 5 on Tuesday because if we're gonna be doing the show that just the Bozilla thing and this show, yeah, we might have to go live at 5 on Tuesday.
I'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
this is a live show that's gonna be happening tonight, like into Monday. Well, not tonight, but tomorrow.
Right. So Tuesday we can knock out Money Gold, and 5's fine with me. Thursday we might have Stardom.
Yeah.
I say might because we never know with Stardom, guys. Like it really is touch and go
Stardom
with
is
us.
really fucking flaky. But okay, no, we're definitely gonna have Stardom because I just pulled up Stardom World and there are 3 shows up: the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Jesus Christ.
Did we do the
Okay.
11th on Thursday?
No, we did the 6th. So the
Oh
11th
yeah, no,
counts
the
for this
11th
week.
was Friday. So yeah, we did. Yeah, so we've got 3 new shows up: 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh my, I'm in danger.
And they're all live shows, so I don't even have select cards to look
And
at. So
they've
you and I.
they've also got a show on the 17th. So if that's also live, then that'll be a 4th show that we'll have to do.
Man, Joshi, really, it's WrestleMania week. Relax.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess the big story here, so Stardom probably is going to be Thursday at 7. Yay.
Yes.
But the big story here and what you guys really need to hear about is Mania. So we're doing preview predictions Friday at 11:30, right? We're just doing the
We're
usual
gonna. I
preview prediction
figured we
time.
would do preview predictions for both Stand and Deliver and Mania, and we can do that
Friday
at
at 11:30,
10.
right?
We can do 10:30 if we want, since there's no long. Or no, fuck, SmackDown's 3 hours. God damn it. Yeah, 11:30. Fuck, SmackDown being 3 hours sucks.
It does. I'm sorry you had to remember that. Uh,
SmackDown, you're a 2 hour show. Stop trying to pretend that you're more than a 2 hour show. Fuck you.
I mean, they're not. They're not. No, you know what? No, John, you know better. These are low stakes conversations. Just let it go. So doing preview predictions Friday at 11:30.
By the way, I'm commentating on the spirit of SmackDown, not reality.
I didn't further the I knew better. Okay, I knew better. Um, so then we're gonna be going live at 1 p.m. Wow, for Stand and Deliver on
Did I
Saturday.
just hear the death of your soul on the inside?
Don't call me out. That doesn't help anyone. So we're going live at
No,
1
but it
p.m.
pops
for
me, and that helps me. So
wow, proud of you, but also disgusted, which also makes me further proud. Wow, I need help.
nice, doubling down on pride. You'll love to see it.
Let me just ask you one thing, and this is just my opinion. If you want to go another way, that's fine. Like even if you just want to do a review, I guess I'd be amenable to that. Are we even doing like any weekend? Because it's fucking Mania week, and I feel like we're already been doing so much on Saturday. Are we just foregoing that and like whatever, or do you still want to do a review after Mania Night 1?
I don't know. Fuck.
You have to make decisions in life. You're living.
No,
Uh,
no, no. No, because here's the thing.
Eh,
Week in review is about 90% of it is about Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and Evolve. Do you want to do it like an Evolve live reaction or an Evolve review this coming week?
Review sounds good. An Evolve review sounds good to me.
Okay, so maybe Wednesday night at like 10 or 10:30, we'll go live and we'll review Evolve. Maybe later if you get on later. I don't care. But Wednesday night, we'll watch Evolve and then we'll review it Wednesday night. And then fuck week in review because the only
What are you
things
doing for
left
your
that we would
predictions?
talk about would be Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and all of the shit that they're going to be doing on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown is going to be building towards the shows that we're going to be reacting to over the weekend anyway. So we don't have to worry about weekend review this week.
Excellent. Yeah, you and I are agree because really, we've even made that a rule anyway. This isn't even just a Mania thing. We've done that for pay-per-views that we do engage
Exactly.
with, especially when we preview and predict them. Like, yeah, we don't need to do weekend review. So then that would just be Saturday at 1 for Takeover, probably select match reactions, only because I do feel like we're going to skip the NXT Tag Title match because I know NXT loves it, but we don't really care for Hank and Tank, and they're definitely winning. They're definitely getting
Whoa,
pushed.
whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck? First of all, how do we even know that they're going to be the ones challenging Fraxium for the tag titles?
I just feel like they're building up for them to win. I'm like 90% confident. And by the way, I feel like you brought a 12 out of 10 tone for a 3 out of 10 conversation.
No,
You really
no.
came in
There
like a
are
house
fucking
fire there.
stakes here.
So you're standing by your tone.
Do I ever not?
Fuck. Uh, I just think Hank and Tank are winning. You seem to spiritedly disagree. Is it because you want to disagree or because you feel like there's a basis to disagree?
He didn't say he wants them to win. He said he thinks they're going to win.
Yeah, thank you at least for yes, because that is what I said. I will not be
So,
misrepresented in this court.
okay. So, Fraxium are facing the winners of a gauntlet match.
Yeah, and NQCC should win, but they won't because my happiness doesn't matter. So
Is this gauntlet match happening on this coming NXT?
that's correct.
Okay.
That's Psy though.
Dude, if Hank and Tank seriously win that fucking gauntlet match and then also go on to beat Fraxium, Jesus fucking Christ, what a waste.
Will you die inside?
I
Because I
die
feel like
inside thinking about Fraxium in general. That's nothing new, but like to waste their long, obnoxious, unstoppable tag run on Hank and Tank? Oh my god.
because I actually like Hank. Tank does nothing for me though. Like
See, downgrade both of your evaluations by a few levels and you've got me. I'm kind of apathetic towards Hank. He's all right. I can see some upside there, maybe. Tank annoys the ever loving fuck out of me. Like, that dude is Matt Menard, but worse.
yeah, I mean, bro, they got motivated by the Street Profits. They're winning, bro.
The
Like,
WWE doesn't even like the Street Profits.
but they're the tag team champions right
Yeah,
now.
because they got pressured.
I feel like we're in that movie scene where you're like denying something forcibly, and I have to be here for you to break through to you that this is happening, and then you cry while I'm hugging you. Like
Listen,
this is
you
happening.
need to be there for me on Tuesday if Hank and Tank win that gauntlet. I am going to be so upset.
Listen, when have I ever reveled in your suffering? Don't answer that.
Do
I'm
you
gonna
really?
be there for you on Tuesday.
I'm really glad that you were so quick to say don't answer
Yeah.
that. Holy shit.
Myself hard there. No, I will be there for you because, bro, I feel like NQCC should win because they cooked with fucking Fraxium at deadline. That to me is the right call, but
Do we
they're not
even know
going to.
what the teams are going to be in the gauntlet? Do we know all the teams?
We know it's going to be Miles and Tavion again, the team I'm rooting for. Hank and Tank, fucking Ty Spears' team,
Nico
fucking
Vance and Brooks Jensen.
yep.
See, now I would put money on them winning the gauntlet because they've never had a shot at the titles before. Hank and Tank have had a shot at the titles, and so have No Quarter Catch Crew. Those guys haven't.
Yeah, but again, the motivational speech from the Street Profits, though. I'm not
I
looking
think
past.
you're reading too much into this motivational speech from the
I
Street
think you're
Profits.
marinating too much in your fear and just potential hyperventilation and Hank and Tank getting pushed. I don't know, man. Look, I agree with you though, because we do need to address that we have been in this Fraxium hell for forever. And the idea that we get out of it only to walk into a Hank and Tank hell, like, that's just cruel. That's just cruel. I don't know. I wish Swipe Right was in this gauntlet. Fuck. Uh, oh yeah, Super Bowl apparently said multiple like legendary tag teams talked to them as well. I don't even remember that, but that's I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is gonna be uncomfortable for one, if not both of us.
I'm
Um,
really upset now because I just looked up their defenses and they've never defended against Hank and Tank. Fuck.
are you are you accepting it finally? Can we heal together?
I'm still in denial. I still think Nico, Vance, and Jensen are gonna win.
I mean, that's still a skip for me. So I feel like
I mean, we're not watching it either way. Like we would
yeah.
only watch it if it was, like a no quarter catch crew or Tyson and Tyreek or something like that. You know,
Yes, Tyson and Tyreek would be another one I would definitely get out of bed for, which I'm gonna have to, so that's
which
appropriate.
I mean, again, Tyson and Tyreek, another team that hasn't gotten a shot.
They should, because they're really fucking great, but they had to go heel for some reason because I don't know, racism,
Correct.
unironically maybe. So
Correct.
yeah.
Yes.
What time is Mania on Saturday? 7?
7, I believe. Yeah. I think
Okay,
it's a
so
7 on both days, actually.
okay. Because I know my family was like, "Oh, come on, John, are you gonna celebrate 420 with us?" And I'm like, "I'll probably be a little big, but I can't be too stoned." John Cena's winning his 17th title, hopefully, maybe, possibly. Fuck. So yeah, God, preview predictions is gonna be fun, y'all. You really need to come and see me crash the fuck out.
Yeah, because we're gonna be doing two preview predictions back to back. Like we're gonna do stand and deliver preview predictions, then we're gonna cut out of the air, and then we're gonna go live again immediately and do WrestleMania preview predictions.
Yes, exactly.
That's
All
gonna be
right, guys.
crazy.
Yeah, not as
We could
crazy as our faces.
realistically do stand and deliver preview predictions like Tuesday night after NXT ends, since like we're not gonna get any more updates on what's going on in NXT after that.
Do you want to do that actually?
We could do that, yeah.
I might take you up on that.
Let's do
Just
that.
because
Let's
just
aim
because
to
it
do
would
that.
yeah, just because it would make our Friday easier for preview predictions. Because
Yeah.
then just covering both nights of Mania, I think, is pretty easy.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Let's do that. Let's do our NXT preview predictions after NXT, and we can even kind of lump in a little bit of like a baby NXT review in there too.
okay, so this week just got more stacked than with our. So let's. This is actually a case
Brother,
where I do think
it's
reprising.
TWitWoW Mania for a reason, brother.
Yeah, let me just. This is one of the few times where I think me reprising is actually a good call. So
Yes,
let's look at this. Tuesday at 5 is going to be Monty Gold.
yes.
That's like yeah. Then let's
We'll
say it
say
like
Tuesday at 10:30.
I was gonna say 10:30. 10:30 will be a mini like baby NXT review, not really overstaying anything, not excessive, because really the big thing's gonna be stand and deliver preview
I
predictions.
think what I'd like to really emphasize on Tuesday is reviewing anything that happens on the show that doesn't have direct stand and deliver implications, and any highlights that we just really want to gush about.
That sounds agreeable to me. Then this week's gonna be nuts. Did we have something
Preview
planned for
predictions.
Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday night we're gonna do an Evolve
That's right.
review.
That's right. So Wednesday night revolve or evolve review.
We'll make sure to go live after Dynamite ends for those of you who like watching Dynamite every week. And you know what? I think it would behoove us to even wait until after 11. Maybe we even go live at 11 so that if people want to watch Dynamite and then watch Evolve right after, they can do that and then they can get on with us at 11. We can go live at 11 on Wednesday night and we can review Evolve.
All right, cool. So that's Wednesday. Thursday, definitely we're going to be doing Stardom content. They've already got 3 shows
Yes.
up. We're going to have to hammer shit out because
Yes.
they might even get more. I don't know. So we're definitely probably going to have a roster there. Friday is going to be preview predictions for Just Mania. Now that we've kind of workshopped this, Saturday and that preview prediction is still going to be 11:30 because SmackDown. Um,
Friday, yeah.
Friday, 11:30 because of SmackDown. Yeah. Stand and deliver live reactions. 1 p.m.
Saturday
We're probably going
1.
to skip out on one match most likely. That's NXT tag titles. I
Yes.
I look at that as upwards of 90%. We're skipping that match. I'd love to be proven wrong, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
I mean,
And
I
then
can't think of another tag team that could show up, win that gauntlet, and be number one contenders and potentially win the tag titles that we'd be excited enough for, other than No Quarter Catch Crew, that we'd want to watch that shit. Because we
and
just hate.
Tyson and Tyreek. Yeah,
And yes, Tyson and Tyreek. Yeah, because we just hate Fraxium in the general.
yeah, they
I mean,
awful.
if Swipe Right would show up again, and win the gauntlet and go after the Frax team again. It would be like second time now, having lost to them the first time, going after again, maybe.
Yeah, definitely agree.
We would
Definitely
have to hope
agree.
for that, but I don't think they'll do that.
Then Saturday at 7 p.m. would be WrestleMania Night 1.
WrestleMania night one, and then
Sunday
same
at
thing
7 p.m.
Sunday. Yes.
Night 2. So yeah, that's fucking Mania week, y'all.
So
Like,
just I want to very quickly recap this because it is a lot.
yes.
Tuesday night, 10:30 NXT. I already skipped something. Holy fuck. Tuesday
5 p.m.
afternoon. Yeah, Tuesday afternoon, 5 p.m. Monty Gold reactions. Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. NXT review. Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Evolve review. Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Stardom reactions. Friday night, 11:30 p.m. Uh, we've got our preview predictions for WrestleMania. Then at 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon, we're going to be reacting to Stand and Deliver. Then at 7 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday, WrestleMania reactions. That's everything.
There you go. All right, guys. My God, that was like an Iron Man outro, I feel like. Um, we'll see you there. Enjoy the rest of your weekend for now.
And then
Um,
the following Tuesday, we've got five F5s.
that's right. Dude, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it because I do have to think about it. You're right. But like, yeah,
I
I'm
just want to keep
already.
it at the forefront.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Um, So yeah, guys, as you can clearly see, it's fucking loaded. Get ready, be with us, because I know you guys always bring the energy. It's Mania season, baby. We're here. It's the fucking culmination of it all. So it's gonna be great stuff. We'll see you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Everybody enjoy that Last of Us season 2 premiere tomorrow. It's gonna be great.
Woohoo!
Yeah, be good to yourselves and each other. Tune in and peace out.